week 2 of the UFL. What's up? Trying to find. I couldn't find the rosters yesterday for this. I gotta try to find it today. Real quick, there we go. What's good? I didn't realize until slightly earlier today slash late yesterday how weird the scheduling for the beginning of the UFL season is. Because last week was the whole Easter weekend and all that. This weekend is being overshadowed due to WrestleMania. So I don't think they planned this out great, but it should be fine. I do still expect St. Louis to be rocking later today, which that game is at 8. So, all right, got the rosters up. Yeah, I think the current projections for that St. Louis game is they're selling tickets up in the 400s level. Like, it's gonna be a packed house there. It's gonna be amazing. But we gotta wait for the nightcap for that one. Either way, this first game can go 2 ways. Yeah, once everything gets sorted out. I do think in the future they'll probably adjust the scheduling to begin the year. But it's the first proper year of UFL. Everything's fine. Attendance was so good for the last week games. So I'm not too worried. First home I think is yeah, like, I don't expect much will overshadow the UFL probably after this week. I mean, because the UFL ends around the time the finals would begin. So I'm not like I think all will end up being fine. I mean, St. Louis alone is going to be such an outlier for attendance. That alone is gonna make it slightly more profitable. Same with DC. Like tomorrow, DC has their first home game. I'm really looking forward to that as well. It's funny. The 2 games I'm most looking forward to this week are the 2 games between 0-1 teams. Like it's not on the scorebook for this one, but both of these teams are 1-0, and I'm like, yeah, this should be a good game. But the next game today, that's the money one. Anyway, I'm curious on how these 2 teams, San Antonio and Memphis, they run very different styles of offense. So it should be interesting. I do expect San Antonio to win, but we shall see. I do like how for this week though, all the games are like decently spread apart. So like again, this one is kicks off in about 4-ish minutes. Then the second one today is at 8 p.m. Tomorrow it's I think noon and 4, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, if any new people who didn't catch last week's play-by-plays, I have the rosters up over here to my right, the game on my iPad down below just because of internet things. My PC, I love it. It has issues staying connected to the internet at times, so I have to use my iPad to make sure I'm staying like up to date with the game. So that's why you see me looking down, is because that's where I have the game. Hopefully, by the NFL season, I will have a better setup to where I don't have to look down. But UFO's testing grounds for a lot of things. So it shade let's see. I actually like having a proper like looking roster for the game finally. Previously, like yeah, there was a few that were like good quality, but for the most part it was like half and half. Today is actually a great quality roster I have pulled up for Memphis this time. But yeah, San Antonio and Memphis. There was talks throughout the week about kind of like why the kickoff, like why like certain kickers in this are like look or like be able to get an extra chance, is mainly because like the whole kickoff thing, kicking off from the 20 instead of the 35 means you need to have a strong leg. This is a game where I can it can go either way, I guess. And I just think San Antonio's offense is too high flying, but Memphis had a really good defense last week. I said it before some of the games last week. Like, oh yeah, I expect this to be kind of close, and I expect it to be kind of close, but I think it's kind of obvious who wins, and then nah. Oh, I forgot San Antonio uses their yellow as their away uniforms. That's interesting. Yeah, I forgot about that. That's one thing with we kind of saw the Rams do this. Obviously, the Cowboys do it more so. But having like a proper coloring for your away uniforms, because they like the Rams use, I think it's called bone white. It's kind of a cream. It's I've gotten used to it. The Cowboys have their navy for the away uniforms, and that's kind of just been a staple that they have. But yeah, San Antonio, they use their yellow as their away uniforms, and that's I was honestly again I completely forgot about that. So we rocking about 10 minutes away from kickoff because again the games start off at noon, or the time for the all games is at like noon, but in actuality kickoff is 10 minutes later. I get why they say like, oh, game kicks off at 1 or at noon, because it makes more sense to say that than 1:10. And it's also like by saying it at like noon, you get people into the stadium by then, so you have the whole like national anthem and all that with a pretty packed house. This game being in like we saw last week kind of like the stadiums you would expect to have a good crowd actually had a good crowd, which is like the XFL stadiums. I'm curious how Memphis is going to sell, because I mean, with the XFL 2.0, the teams and stadiums that had the best attendance were the ones where people were like where that city was desperate to have like a proper professional football team. So like St. Louis and DC. The Memphis is kind of in that weird area where yeah, they have the Titans, but in general, like they've also kind of been clamoring for like a proper team. Because wasn't it, I'm trying to think when the Oilers first moved to Tennessee, I think they played in Memphis for that like 1 or 2 years, and then they went to Nashville. I could be wildly wrong on that, but I believe that was the case. But yeah, week 2 is upon us. I'm like just off of last week alone, San Antonio's become like my go-to team to root for because again, fantastic style of offense that they ran. Curious to see how it works against a team with a better defense than DC. I expected DC to have a better defense than they did last week, but we'll see how Memphis's defense does in week 2. Hey man, but that's cool. Yeah, I when because you started a whole career thing with a running back. When Miami selected Achan last year in the third, it was just a case of like I kind of expected. Hey, that's exactly why Miami drafted you though. In that you got the speed, that's all you need. My Miami, the Shanahan style of offense. I just recently did wrote something about it for an assignment, and I did a whole research into Shula, Belichick, and Shanahan and Mike Shanahan, and like it's so interesting how the entirety of the Shanahan tree is all just like innovation over Bill Walsh's West Coast. Yet it has become something that look completely different, despite it just being primarily like a slight differences. But like speed, speed, speed. That is the recipe in Miami. And in San Fran is kind of like that. I would say the offense we see from San Antonio is a lot more similar to what we see in San Francisco than Miami because it is not a lot of speed focused. It's more so it still has that same misdirection, but speed isn't like, hey, you need to have speed to get the ball. Not like utilizing the tight ends is big for San Francisco. It was kind of big as well last week for San Francisco. It's kind of big last week for San Antonio, so we shall see. So they're showcasing the UFL Championship odds before kickoff here. San Antonio is now currently sitting at plus 550. Yeah. A, I think the perfect running back for Miami. I love Mostert. I think Achan's gonna have a great year next year. A guy Miami needs is someone who is built like Derrick Henry, where he can just bulldoze people, but also can can just run the brakes off of you. Like that is like the perfect style of back needed. Hopefully Miami will find that. I'm not sure they'll go that route in this year's draft. Before the draft, I think probably the Tuesday before there'll be a whole mock draft talk shit. I'm still going through some of the prospects, but yeah, the kickoff is on the way. Memphis is getting the ball first in this one. Okay. And here's the kick. It will be caught and set to return from around the 15 out past 25, 30. Has space, gets past the 40, 45. Boulders way past the 50, down at the plus 47. So great starting field position for Case Cookus and the Showboats. It's gonna take me a bit. I might still call them the steamboats because that makes more sense to me, but whatever. So yeah, Case Cook is pretty solid week last week. 23 for 40, 204, a touchdown, and an interception. He's going to start today under center. Tight end sent in motion. And they're going to do a play action, first play of the game, rolling out to his right, looking to throw. Just going to take it himself and slide down after gaining about 4. So that'll get him to about the 45-yard line. It was originally spotted on the 49. So 2nd and 6. Now, a interesting first play of the game for Memphis. Instantly getting Cook out of motion, allowing him to use his legs. Now he's in shotgun, a back to his right, back to his left, shifting him over. Gonna do another play action, pass it quick over to his tight end for the first down, a little more down to the 36-yard line. That is number 83, Sage Surratt on the reception. It's the second play of the game. I want to say he's cooking just yet. We shall see. But so 1st and 10 after the completion. Cook is in shotgun back to his left. 2 receivers out right. And another play action, looking to throw, scrambling in the pocket, gets hit right before throwing, and just throws it away, incomplete. He kind of had his backside receiver on a glance route. Just it wasn't fully there though, and ends up just throwing it away. So 2nd and 10 now after the incompletion. And shotgun back to his right. So first play was under center. Since then, it's been shotgun. Looking to throw up quick play action, and it is dropped, hit off the hands. That is Dawood Davis was the intended target, and just bounced right through his hands. So it would be 3rd and 10. That's a tough one. But it seems like Memphis is kind of going more so in RPO style. So shaking it up from last week where they were more methodical, relied on the run game a bit more. Kind of going with a soft RPO. And shotgun back to his left. Pretty much same formation. They get a San Antonio player to jump. So it's a free play and he just throws it away. So it will be a free play though. So it will be 3rd and 5. And yeah, he jumped hilariously far offsides. That was Tim Ward, I believe, who jumped offsides as the head official is looking away from the camera making the call. Yeah, it was Tim Ward, and I'm shocked he didn't call that play dead. Because he was like, he ended up being in the backfield aligned with Case Cook before the ball was snapped. So 3rd and 5. Now ball in pretty good field position on the 31. Shotgun set back to his right. 2 receivers each side. Going to look to throw. And it's going to be caught and barely gets the first down. Gets to about the 25-yard line. But it's a first down nonetheless. Gain of 6. That was Dawood Davis on the reception. Pretty interesting route combo there. Tight end on a wheel on the left, and then followed by the like a zig whip route, whatever you want to call it. It worked, got the first down. So new set of downs for San Antonio, for Memphis. A little bit of a bunch set in shotgun, looking to throw, and just throws it underneath. Going to be caught for gain of about 6 down to the 19. That is the 6th consecutive pass play for Memphis. They're going heavy pass. Which does make sense. San Antonio did allow a lot of passing yards. It was a very bend, don't break defense. But it worked for them. So 2nd and 4. 11 minutes left in the first. 2 running backs in the backfield. 1 to each side. Cook is in shotgun. Send one in motion. It's going to be a handoff this time and gains a yard. Maybe. Leveled. Kind of leveled. That was Darius Victor on the carry. Yeah, gains about a yard. Not a lot of disruption on the offensive line there to be able to create something out of it. But here we go. 3rd and 3. Shotgun back to his left. Another one of those tighter formations. San Antonio looking like they're sending pressure. It's looking like it can be cover 0. They send some people off. And oh my! Yeah, that's gonna be called. San Antonio just pulled a Los Angeles Rams there. Cook is trying to throw the wheel route to his running back, and he gets a leveled as the ball was traveling towards him. That should be currently there's a flag on the field. They're gonna call pass interference. He pulled a Los Angeles. Wait, they were in Los Angeles at the time. It is on ESPN this first game. We have pass interference. That would be against Jordan Williams, the linebacker. So it will be a spot foul as they are with less than 15 yards down the field when it happened. Cook has got hit while thrown there as well. Kind of high. He was looking for something afterwards. Wasn't called. They called it pass interference. Now he's in shotgun ball on the 16. Going to hand it off and nowhere to run. Maybe gets a yard. That was Darius Victor on the carry. But yeah, you 3rd and 3 and you pull a Los Angeles Ram there. That's pain. It was like eerily similar as well to that NFC Championship gameplay. Either way, 3 receivers out right. Cook is in shotgun back to his left, gonna look to throw, and just dumps it off to the back who has space on the left side because past the 10, gonna be short of the first, down to about the 9-yard line. So it will be 3rd down. Clock ticking, about 9 minutes left in the first. So nowhere near the length of a drive Memphis had to begin the game last week, but still a very solid drive here. As Cook is in a shotgun back to his right, going to look to throw. Has his tight end past the 6 for the first down, gets down to about the 5. So it will be 1st and goal. And just smart play, tight end on a quick, on kind of a quick out there, and just picks up the first down. Gives them 5 yards to go in 4 plays. A little bit of hurry up. Cook is in shotgun back to his left. Going to hand it off. Has some space, but only gains 3 yards on the play. Had a hole, but kind of collapsed instantly as soon as he got through it. So yeah, 2nd and goal now. Ball at about the 2.5 maybe. So an 11-play drive still. This is what Memphis likes to do. The long play drives, wear out the defense. Ball on the 2-yard line. San Antonio was trying to get some kind of substitution going, but they might have too many men on this. A quick hit. It's gonna be incomplete. Try to do what Seattle did against New England in the Super Bowl. Just a quick slant into the end zone, broken up. Intended for Jonathan Adams. Again, another play that looks eerily similar to a previous NFL playoff play. The lucky Malcolm Butler wasn't on the field for that one. So now 3rd and goal from the 2-yard line. Cook is in shotgun back to his right. 3 receivers out left. Gonna look to throw. And this time they hit on the quick in route towards the end zone. It is Dawood Davis on the reception. Touchdown Memphis. They score on their opening drive. So they tried a quick into the end zone once. It failed. This time they add a second screen receiver there and it works this time. So that gives them the early lead, as we shall see what they decide to do for the point after. They're going for one, so right back at the 2-yard line, going for one. Cookus is in shotgun, one receiver out left, one is kind of in a tight set out right, back to his left. Look to throw. Gonna roll out to his left, has space to run. He's gonna try to take it himself. He stretches it in for the conversion. Wow. Barely was able to get to the corner of the end zone there and cross the goal line with the ball. So Memphis is gonna have a 7-0 lead with 7:16 left in the first. Yeah, just a broken play on that conversion. He rolls out to his left and just has enough space to get to the corner. And thus Memphis takes the early lead here. So maybe not exactly the kind of drive they're hoping for. They might have wanted to try to kill a little more clock off there. But it was still a 13 play drive. And Memphis, they get on the board first. It's time to see what San Antonio is going to do here. Again, based off of last week, they were a very high-flying, quick-scoring offense, at least in the first half. Memphis comes out here, wastes about half the time in the quarter. So we'll see if that maybe changes the plans at all with San Antonio. I don't think it will. Because again, in most cases, the first 15 or so plays that a team runs in the game is scripted. Like, they know exactly what plays they're going to run. So that allows them to go quick, like Memphis did there a little bit. But so San Antonio still probably they're probably going to run those same 15 or so plays. Now, what Memphis was able to do last week was pin Houston deep on the kickoff and take advantage by forcing a fumble for a scoop and score. I don't expect that to happen this week. I think San Antonio's special team is a little better, so that way they won't get pinned deep. But either way, San Antonio now isn't in a panic state. The game just started, not in full panic mode, but a decent drive here will definitely help them out because their defense giving up it was like a 13 play drive, lasted about 9 minutes. No, 8 minutes. So like it's definitely not the best way to begin a game. But hey, San Antonio now, if they can score quick here like they did last week, that gives them the momentum in this one. So this is why this game was intriguing, is because Memphis likes to play that 10-plus play drive, going to kill off a lot of the clock style of offense. San Antonio was more fast-paced, so they can score within like 3 minutes if they want. We shall see. Chase Gabers, I think, played better than I was kind of expecting last week against DC. A lot of that is because I expected DC's defense to be a lot better than they actually ended up being. Memphis's defense was a lot better last week than I expected them to be. So that should be interesting. That was the San Antonio's defense's first time allowing a touchdown this season. Anyway, here is the kickoff. San Antonio will return it from about the 15-yard line. So they get up past the 35, past the 40. It has space on the outside and speed. And going to get taken down at about the 42-43. So great starting field position there. That was Bryson Allen on the return. Great return. pretty much there wasn't a lot of space by the time he stumbled a little bit coming out of the whole mesh there around midfield. So once he recovered, there wasn't a lot of space. But if he didn't stumble, he had the outside, he had the sideline a little bit. Could have been dangerous. So Chase Gabers now has a chance here in shotgun back to his left, sending a man in motion, and it's going to be kind of a high snap, but a handoff, and going to get a yard, maybe two. That was Anthony McFarlane on the carry. Yeah, so a gain of 1, 2nd and 9. Ball on the plus 41. So Chase Gabers last week, 19 for 25, 158 yards, and 3 total touchdowns. Again, he is in shotgun now back to his right. Sending a man in motion once again. Quick play action, going to throw it, caught over the middle. Taken down pretty quickly, though, for a short gain of about 5. As that will make it 3rd down. So 3rd and 4. That was John Trey Kirkland on the reception. So now, again, going a little bit of a hurry up. Back in shotgun, back to his left. Motion it back to his right. Trying to see what the defense is giving him. Making adjustments at the line. 7 seconds on the play clock. Takes the snap, going to hand it off on a kind of halfback draw, and it loses 2 yards, maybe a yard, gets blown up there. And Memphis makes the stand on 3rd down. I don't fully get that play call. The center couldn't get up towards the back in time, so the back blew it up. Just an interesting play call there. I guess 3rd and short. You probably are going to run it a little bit there. But I'm not fully sure about that. But it's 4th and 5 in a weird spot here where you kind of can't. It's in a weird spot where, you can punt it, you can kick the field goal. Currently, the punter, Brad Wing, is out there, who did throw a touchdown last week. It looks like they're just going to take the delay of game to push it back 5 yards to give him more room to punt. So, yeah, San Antonio, not at all how you wanted that first drive to go. Yeah, they take the delay of game, push them back 5 yards so that way they can take more room. That way they can give the punter more room. So now he'll be punting it from behind the 50. Looking to pin Memphis deep. It is going to be a fair cut. Oh no. It bounces at the 1, but it's then down at around the 5. So a great punt by Brad Wing to pin him deep. Nearly pinned him at the 1. But Memphis now is going to have 95 yards to go to try to make this a 2-touchdown lead. Yeah, just a interesting first drive for San Antonio. You didn't really run the ball a lot last week. You start on the ground twice. You lose, I think you get a net total of -1. Not the great way. I wasn't expecting that's how they would have scripted their first drive. Definitely expect a little more of the pass game to be shown there a little bit. Like if the same result happened where it ended up being a 4th and 5 and whatnot, and it's because you pass twice, run once, I think that makes a little more sense. Yeah, Brad Wing, man. It is really cool because, yeah, exactly. I mean, only a handful of teams throughout the past 20 or so years have had a punter who could pass and punt. Brad Wing seems to be one of them for San Antonio here. Obviously, Pat McAfee. He loves to point out how he has a perfect passer rating on Thanksgiving. But but yeah, I do get just like playing it safe is earlier in the game. Don't want to do anything too drastic here, like as like a fake punt. But it's definitely an option they have now after last week. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do end up seeing that today, depending on the circumstances of how the game goes. But like I just don't get the running it twice. Like you run. I don't know. I think it would have made more sense to begin the game instead of a handoff, maybe with a screen or something. As like, the whole point is to get those guys with a lot of space. You're going to both of the run plays were pretty much blown up instantly. But a three and out. It's also because like you have a three and out of an with the offense right after your defense just was on the field for eight minutes. That's not the greatest. Like that's the defense is gonna be tired now for again a team in Memphis where they're completely fine. They're completely fine taking taking 8+ minutes off the clock. As they're highlighting film here, practice film that they're watching through VR. What is okay? Anyway, Memphis can have ball backed up at their own 5 yard line. Okay, they're a team that does not like they're completely fine with just wasting as much clock here as they need to for to get like a successful drive from Memphis isn't necessarily a touchdown drive. It's hey, kill off like the rest of the first and a good chunk of the second, and maybe get a field goal. But for the most part, again, just kill the clock. They're a team that just likes playing the methodical style. So we'll see what their plan is here. Again, backed up at their own 5. In shotgun, back to his left. And they're just going to hand it off and had space but gets tripped up. So only gets about 5 on a play. He had a hole, but kind of trips up over his own lineman. That was Darius Victor on the carry. So we'll be 2nd and 5. Again, he had the hole. So the Delonte Scott is currently questionable to return due to injury. Didn't really see where he got banged up on. But Case Cook is in under center, going to do a end around that gets blown up, loses 5, maybe 6. They attempted an end around to Vinny Papale, who had that great touchdown reception last week. Instead, it goes absolutely nowhere. Tavante Beckett meets him 5 yards in the backfield. And yeah, that not a great start here. So again, I would so now with that, you gain 5 on the first play, lose 5 on the second, backed up at your own 5. Yeah, you can pass it here, but the safe play is just to hand it off. We'll see. Shotgun back to his right, 3 receivers out left. Gonna look to throw. Throws it from deep inside his own end zone. Has a man and underthrows it. Looking for a flag, does not get it. That was intended for Daywood Davis. Oh, there is a flag on a play. I didn't think they were going to be throwing it there. Kind of, he underthrows it. The defender then, like, again, typical with some underthrown deep balls, kind of runs into him, but he had his head turned a little bit. They're calling pass interference on Bryce Thompson of San Antonio. So that's going to give Memphis a new set of downs. I mean, that's... Yeah. By rule, that's pass interference. But I mean, it's the age-old trick for a quarterback where you know you're probably not going to connect on it, so just throw it out there, kind of aim for an underthrow, and allow the defender to just run into your receiver as he comes back for the ball. But now in shotgun, back to his left, and he'll look to pass again. Quick out, caught for gain for about 4. That is Jonathan Adams on the reception. And it is a valid strategy in football to sometimes just underthrow a deep ball and allow the defender to crash into your receiver as he goes back for the ball. It's as a quarterback, I'm fine with yeah. If I'm the one who's throwing it, cool, throw the flag. But come on, five wide, all kind of in a bunch set. Cookus and shotgun gonna look to throw. Has time, throws over the middle, but is hit while throwing, so the ball comes out short and kind of wobbly. So it will be 3rd and 6 with 2:15 left in the first. I mean, he had the time in the pocket, but kind of just good coverage there. As Cookus got kind of hit kind of late there. But anyway, the ball comes out wobbly. 3rd and 6, ball on the 24-yard line. Cookus in shotgun, and they're going to get there's a flag on a play. It looks like they're going to get false start on Memphis, so I will push them back to a 3rd and 11. That's going to be on Sage Surratt, the tight end. Kind of flinched while lined up. So now a 3rd and long. Yeah, he flinched a little. He knows it. He knows it as well. Last week, Memphis was able to convert on these 3rd and longs. We shall see today as Cookus is in shotgun, back to his right, going to look to throw. Rolls out to his right, pocket collapsed. Just going to heave one out, and it's underthrown massively and incomplete. The defender tried to dive for that one. It's not picked off. It's just incomplete. He only threw it by like 5 yards, and it was more so a throwaway than an underthrow. But yeah, he couldn't get all. He couldn't get it all. He couldn't get all under it. So Matthew White back to punt for Memphis. So punting from their own 19-yard line. So they killed 3.5 minutes of clock, only gaining about 14 yards. As this is going to be a short punt and down at about the 43-yard line. Couldn't get all. He didn't get his entire leg under it. So now San Antonio is going to have pretty good field position. Going to have some pretty good field position on this one. As it looks like Brad Wing was about to try to take the field with the offense. Anyway, 47 seconds left in the first. Chase Gabers, ball on the minus 43-yard line. Alone in the backfield, 4 receivers out to the right. Send one in motion, sends towards the backfield to give him it back to his left. Gonna look to throw, and dropped. Tried for a quick hitter across the middle, just dropped. Intended for Jontre Kirkland. As ESPN is showing the highlight of the fake field goal right before the half. Legendary play. It was absolute legendary play last week. But 2nd and 10 now. There's about 1 play remaining in the first. They need to get at least 1 play off before they can just let the clock run to the second. They send a man in motion out wide. Gonna look to throw. And is fumbled. He fumbles. But it looks like Memphis recovers it. Memphis recovers the fumble. Oh my, San Antonio. So Memphis will get 1 play in the first. That was recovered by Maximilian Roberts. There is a flag on the play. But as it stands, it is a San Antonio fumble recovered by Memphis. We shall see what the flag is. So they're ruling on. It's most likely going to be. Because after the play, Roberts did take off his helmet and slam it into the turf. So they're most likely going to call him on that. They do, on sportsmanlike conduct. So it is still Memphis's ball, as it was an after the play penalty. But yeah, just blows up, just gets right by the left tackle, and Maximilian Roberts forces the fumble and recovers it. Great defensive play to beat the left tackle and just grabs the ball with his right hand. And here we see after the play, chucks the ball up in the air, takes off his helmet and slams it, so that will push Memphis back to the 49-yard line. Shotgun back to his right, can do a play action and keep it himself, kind of a read option actually. Gonna get close to the first, and he's gonna mark him just shy. So it will be 2nd and inches when we come back for the second quarter. Memphis's defense, they are playing extremely well today against San Antonio, who again I thought would have a pretty high flying offense. But San Antonio just haven't been able to do a lot. I mean, they've ran 5 total plays. So they got their work cut out for them, as Memphis, again, is now in really good field position to try to extend this lead. But yeah, I mean, a 3 and out on your first drive is not great, and then on the second play of your next drive, a fumble. Memphis's defense, I have to give them credit. They're playing a lot better than I thought they would against this offense. Their offense is still leaving a little bit to be desired, but again, that's kind of their style of offense. They like the longer drives that can waste the clock, kind of force them pressure on the opposing offense. Because when you have an offense that can run 8 minutes off the clock, 10 minutes off the clock on 10 plus play drives, it forces the opposing offense to make the most out of their drives, which San Antonio just hasn't been doing. So now we're entering the second, and Memphis is in full control of this. It's a 7-0 game, so it's weird saying that. But they are in complete control. Because again, like now, like, yeah, they're on the plus territory, but they can still kill half the time in a second now. So it's interesting. Memphis is forcing San Antonio to play by their style, which is exactly what you have to do against a team like San Antonio. We saw kind of that was a strategy a lot of teams used against Miami late last season, where it was just keep the pressure and push the pressure on the offense to not make any mistakes, because eventually when you need to play flawless football, the mistakes are going to come. San Antonio has now made mistakes on both of their drives. So, I mean, if Memphis now, like a score here, even just a field goal, it gives them a lot of the momentum. As again, tonight at 8 p.m. EST, we have Arlington at St. Louis, and then tomorrow at noon is Birmingham, Michigan, and then Houston, DC at 4. But yeah, like, I am incredibly impressed by Memphis so far today. So ball on about the plus 40 to begin the second. Cook is in shotgun back to his left, 2 receivers out left. They're going to just hand it off to pick up the first down and get an extra yard or 2. Going to be a gain of about 3, it seems. So that will make it 1st and 10. That was Darius Victor on the carry. And it's not even like Memphis is playing the exact same style of offense as last week, as there's another handoff to Victor, and he's going to break a tackle, pick up about 7, maybe 8 on the play. But last week we saw Memphis's offense being very pass heavy. They didn't have a lot of rushing yards. They weren't really running the ball. This week, they're trying to keep it more 50-50, probably more so about 60-40, but they're running the ball a bit more. They're regrouping in the huddle, try to kill some clock. So it is 2nd and 2, ball on the 29-yard line. Cook is in shotgun. Memphis has 66 yards of offense today compared to San Antonio's -4. Going to do a play action, looking to throw, has time, throws it to a wide open receiver inside the 10, taken down at about the 6. That's Dawood Davis on the reception, and he is shaken up, grabbing his left leg. That sucks. Kind of got gator rolled there on the tackle. He's in pain. Damn. But a great, you ran the ball the majority of this drive so far. You bring out the play action, and it just creates a wide open window down the field for this pass to go. But yeah, that sucks. Yeah, wide open window at pretty much from the I could get over. But from about the 20 to the 5, there was just a wide open window on the left side for the pass to go to. Yeah. All right. He's up. He's limping off the field under his own power. Oh, that's why. Okay. Now I remember. Now I know. Now I know why I remember Dawood Davis from Miami preseason last year. Okay, because as he was walking off the field, it just showed the stat of that he was carted off during Miami's preseason game against Jacksonville last year. That was a devastating injury then, so hopefully he bounces back from this one. He seemed pretty fine. The ball in the 6. Cook is going to hand it off to Victor, going to bulldoze his way for about a yard. But yeah. Yeah, okay. So because last week they showcased that Dawood Davis played 3 preseason games for the Miami Dolphins last year, and I was wondering why I didn't recognize that name. Because even if you're just on a preseason roster, if you play well for the preseason, I'm going to remember you if you play for Miami. Now I know why. I recognize it. Now I know why I kind of recognize his name. As we send the back in motion to make it a 5 wide. Cook is under pressure instantly. Throw an end zone incomplete. But yeah, because Dawood Davis in the preseason last year for Miami in that Jacksonville game, it sucked seeing him go down. Not because Miami's receiving room is a packed receiving room, so you don't think that someone like him will probably make the roster to begin with, but still an injury like he suffered previously, it sucked. So hopefully he will be able to see the field again today, or if anything next week. As 3rd and goal from the 5, Cook is looking to throw, end zone, incomplete, nearly picked off. Bounced off the hands of his intended receiver, Sage Surratt, and nearly picked off, but falls just short of the defender. So Memphis will be able to get a field goal off this drive, and San Antonio sent a lot of pressure throughout those 3 plays. So now it is Matt Coughlin set to kick the field goal, who has Michigan State school records for field goals made and points scored, as he adds 3 to Memphis' score to make it 10-0. So again, great start here for Memphis. Up 10-0 against a really good offense. If your defense can make one more stop, you can pretty much run the clock out to halftime. But yeah, Memphis, pretty much I wouldn't say all around. Their offense is doing pretty well. Their defense is surprising me though. So we shall see. If Memphis's defense can make another Stonewall, I wouldn't say they're necessarily having a rough showing. I mean, yeah, obviously they are -4 yards of offense. It's not a great showing. They ran the first three. They ran the first drive weirdly, and then the second drive you have the fumble. So like the good thing is they get ball to begin the half. They can change up the momentum easily on this drive. I mean, it's a 10-point game. In the UFL, that's not a lot. In regular football, that's in the NFL. That's not a lot, but in the UFL, I mean, you can get 9 points on any given drive. So we shall see. Because the main issue with San Antonio is they just have not been on the field a lot. Their offense. Only running 5 plays of offense through a quarter. No, like, that's not a recipe for success at all. So like they really need something on this drive to at least get the offense into a rhythm. And then once you get the offense into a rhythm, you can get the defense some rest. As again, the defense has been not pretty much nonstop on the field. So you need to get your offense into a rhythm. You need to have them stay on the field, pick up a few first downs, give your defense a time to rest, so that way they can give you a stop next time they're on the field. Or hopefully they can give you a stop. But currently as it stands, I mean, like San Antonio, it's not in a great spot. So before the game, San Antonio was favored by 1.5. Currently, is Memphis favored by 6.5. At least that according to ESPN's graphic. So I mean, again, a lot can change here on this next drive. All San Antonio needs, they don't even need a touchdown per se on this drive. They just need a decently length drive that gets them they get some points. So Memphis is set to kick it away. It's going to be returned from inside the 10, about the 8. Gets it out past the 30. Had a hole, but gets tripped up and blown up. Down at about the 33, 34. So it was a Memphis player down. It was a hard hit. And the Memphis player who laid the hit is now down on the field. Great. Injuries fucking suck. Oh yeah, yep. It's hard to because it's hard to tell as well kind of what all these speculation for injuries is in. Oh, okay. Probably it seemed like it could be. It's definitely in the chest region. As the return man's helmet and shoulder laid right into the chest. Could just be wind knocked out of. Hopefully that's all it is. Yeah, he's now sitting up trying to, yeah, most likely just got the wind knocked out of him. Thankfully, injuries suck. So if it's just he got the wind knocked out of him, that's great. But they're taking a TV timeout, so we're gonna have to wait to see how San Antonio's offense bounces back. As was being said, a solid drive here from San Antonio. Not even really necessarily a touchdown, but just a drive that can get them some kind of momentum. It's not going to go a long way for their offense. It's going to go a long way for your defense. Obviously, the best case is you want a touchdown, you want points on this drive, but you have -4 yards of offense and have ran 5 total plays this game. You just need some kind of production from the offense here to give you to give you that spark. Because once the defense sees that you are willing, that the offense can also can produce, it's going to motivate them. So it's all of that, all of just that complementary football style you need to try to play here. So a solid drive is, again, all they need. And with this and with the style of offense they run, the whole like Shanahan style of offense, the RPOs and everything, they should theoretically be able to get a nice solid drive going here. The thing is, and probably why they've been struggling so far, is simply just they're kind of going away from it all. So hopefully, if they want to get back into this, they'll get back to what was working for them, which is just the simple, quick RPOs, the quick hitters. Get your athletic guys in space with the ball. So like get Marquez Stevenson the ball, get John Trey Kirkland the ball. I like to see Cody Latimer get some targets here as well. Hell, if you really want to fuck things up, get your center the ball, as he was able to provide some spark last week. So it's a drive here is going to help. Again, they need to get some kind of positive yardage. Even a first down, just something to work on, to build off of. 11:40 left in the half. Gabers is in shotgun, back to his left. Send a man out of motion, going to hand it off, and gains 2 yards on the play. That's John Lovett on the carry. I mean, yeah, it's positive yards already. Exactly. So there's a trick play. I'm not sure when the last time it was ran, but if you're under center, you get the snap and just instantly put it on the ground. You can have like a pulling guard just pick it up and run with it. Fuck it, just do that. Shotgun back to his left. Gonna look to throw. Just a quick curl route to the outside. Going to be caught and barely doesn't get the first. I think he gets about 9 yards on the play. That is John Trey Kirkland on the reception. So it'll be 3rd and 1. 3rd and 1. 10:35 left in the half. Shotgun back to his left. Tight end in motion, going to hand it off up the middle, get the first down and more, down to about the 48, gain of about 6 on the play. And there's San Antonio's first down of the game. So they finally have something to build off of. They're really pushing the ground game today, though, which I'm shocked with. So we'll see if they try to keep that up. Again, they might try to slow down the offense because they know what Memphis can do on offense. But quick screen out, and it's going to make 2 people miss. Runs back across the field. He cut up too soon. He had the entire sideline to the left, but tried to cut it up the middle, and still gains positive yards. Gains 2 yards on the play. But Marquez Stevenson, if he bounced it out to the outside one more time instead of just trying to go up the middle, he had so much space for more yards. Man in motion, back to Gabers' right in shotgun. Gonna look to throw. And just going to dump it off to the back, 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and is taken down instantly. That's a loss of about 4 on the play. And what was a really solid drive is now 3rd and 1. He had a corner. He it was just a wrong read. He had the corner route there. If he just lobs it slightly over the top of the defender. Instead, he plays it safe, dumps it off. It is now 3rd and 12. I don't think you're in a spot where if you get it to 4th and short, you go for it, but we shall see. 5 wide shotgun. Gonna try a tight end screen that goes maybe for 4 yards. That's Cody Latimer on the reception. But just a very, very weird drive. You get the first down, you have stuff to build off of. And then you kind of just you try a screenplay that damn near worked due to some magic from Marquez Stevenson, but he just didn't cut it outside enough. He didn't run across the field enough. And then a dump off gets blown up. And then another screen that goes for like little gain. So now they're going to punt it away. It's going to be caught at about the 13 and returned out past the 20, making people miss. Gets to about the 23-yard line. And that is when Memphis will start. Yes, Cody Latimer does play for San Antonio. He was on Orlando last year in the XFL. He did a little bit last week for San Antonio. I mean, he's not the kind of tight end I would expect you to run a screen for. He's a good tight end. Like, he's a solid tight end, but I wouldn't run a screenplay for him. So, 1st and 10, ball on the 28-yard line. Cook is looking to throw. Going to throw it over the middle to a wide open tight end, a Sage Surratt. Going to get the first down and more. Down to about the 45, 46. So now Memphis really has a chance to blow this game open. So ball on the 41. Is going to hand it off to Darius Victor, trying to bounce it back inside. Gains about 5, maybe 4, maybe 5 yards. A solid piece of running there. And yeah, Memphis can now safely kill pretty much the entirety of this half. So a gain of 4 for Darius Victor. And Cookis is going to be in shotgun. Victor to his left. 6.5 left in the first half. Looking to throw. Just dumps it off to the running back on a flat. And he's going to pick up close to the first. We'll see if they give it to him. But he's going to be close, and it looks like he's going to get it. Memphis is going hurry up. As there was a stoppage. Timeout, San Antonio. Memphis wanted to hurry it up so that way maybe they don't have a chance to review the spot. But yeah, San Antonio is going to call their first timeout. So actually, they're saying he was short, 3rd and 1. I mean, a very, very weird, not weird. Oh yeah, he's definitely twitchy. It's just he's not like a. I believe he's just talking about Cody Latimer. He's not the kind of tight end I would run a screen for. Yeah, he's elusive, he's twitchy, but I just typically for a tight end screen you want someone like a Jonnu Smith is perfect to run tight end screens for. That's what the Falcons did a lot last season, and what I expect Miami to do a lot next season. And so 3rd and 1, you're gonna run a QB sneak with Cookis. He easily gets it. Far judge is ruling him down by contact, but Memphis and San Antonio are fighting for the ball. One line judge ruled Cookis down by contact. So currently is a 1st and 10 from Memphis. But way after the whistle was blown, as a just in case, San Antonio did pick up a potential fumble. Oh, that's a fumble. What was the ref looking at? I mean, that was damn near clear. Memphis is hurrying up, trying to get a playoff, and they do not get the playoff in time. There's going to be a review of this. I think San Antonio's going to use their challenge. I don't know what the refs were looking at on that one. I mean, to me, like, okay, there's gonna be an official review. Again, there was a clear recovery by San Antonio. So if this is a fumble, it will be San Antonio's ball. But it was. I think that's what they're reviewing. I think they're reviewing a potential fumble and a potential recovery. So let's see. We're getting one equal here on a potential fumble. Trying to see. That's a fumble. That is it. That I don't think anything touches the ground. I think that's going to end up being a fumble. If San Antonio does indeed get this, if they do rule a fumble, and it is San Antonio's ball, then that is a massive play by the defense to give their offense something to work with and some momentum. Like, I don't know if, to me, from the angle, they gave us a camera angle that was pretty much right down the line where that far judge was looking at it. It was a clear fumble. At least to me, it was a clear fumble. They are ruling it a fumble, so San Antonio will get the ball with about 5:59, I believe they said, left in the second. So San Antonio's defense, they are stepping up a little bit. But yeah, wow. It is. I will say it is close. I do get how he doesn't call it. If the ball is jarred loose, the ball is ripped loose, like a half a second before Cookus' left elbow touches the ground. It is close. I get why they didn't call it, but typically, at least in the NFL, we see when things are that close, you let the play run first, and then you can just change it in review. So San Antonio, very lucky that their players did not stop playing. Because if they did, and if they did stop, and it did not end up recovering the ball, then it is a very weird spot. But the players still kept playing because the ball was moving around like 15 yards backwards after the whistle. And it was like four San Antonio players and Daywood Davis who was just fighting for the ball. So San Antonio, great job playing past the whistle on that play. So now Gabriel has a chance from the minus 35 and shotgun back to his left, three receivers outright. Gotta try to get some momentum here. Is looking to throw. Has time in the pocket, just dumps it off to the running back who loses a yard, maybe two. That's John Lovett on the reception. I mean, you can't have that happen. First play after a turnover, you go backwards. I mean, all right. Shotgun, send a man in motion, back behind Gabers, going to hand it off, gains about 2 yards on the play. So it's going to be 3rd and 9. That's John Lovett on the carry. And San Antonio, they went away from what was working for them last week. Not a lot of play actions, not a lot of RPOs. Playing it very just standard football. A shotgun, back to his left for Gabers, 3 receivers out left. Making adjustments at the line. 5 seconds left on the play clock. They get a snap off in time. There's a play action looking to throw. Pocket collapses, and he's going to be taken down back at the 32 for a sack. And that is Maximilian Roberts with the sack. And oh my, what a terrible drive to have. I mean, they're just not getting anything done on offense here. when Gabers does have time in the pocket, he's panicking and just taking a dump off. And then when he doesn't have time in the pocket, there's just like no quick hitters. There's no like, hey, just snap it and get the ball here. It's rough. Punt's gonna be caught at about the 20, returned up to past the 30, about the 32. That's when Memphis will start. And that was your chance. That was your chance if you're San Antonio to do something. I mean, you get the turnover, you have the momentum, and you lose three. Do they have positive yards on the day as an offense? I don't know. It's a very rough looking offense for San Antonio. I mean, I guess that goes back to the whole San Antonio being the only team from the XFL to win last week thing, but I don't know. Cook is gonna do a quick screen out to Daywood Davis on a bubble. Gonna get the first down and more, down to about the 45, 46. Could have been holding called on the play, but there's no flag, so there's 3 minutes left in the half. And let's see. Yeah. There probably should have been holding there. Got him from the side, was grabbing the jersey in the back. No call, so it will be 1st and 10 for Memphis. San Antonio could challenge if they want, but that's a very powerful challenge. You need to make sure you save it for when it truly matters. Cook is under center. San Antonio going to be sending some pressure and taken down for a massive sack. What a play! That was Jordan Williams timing the snap perfectly and tackle and sacks Case Cookus before he could either do the play action or get the handoff off. Jordan Williams times it perfectly and goes straight through between the center and the left guard and tackles Case Cookus for a loss of 9. And that'll bring us to the 2-minute warning. Just a great play. And it times it perfectly and just gets straight into the backfield. And Cookus is kind of holding his shoulder a little bit, rotating there, trying to get a feel for it. He did go down hard there. He was under center, and then opened up to the left as he was either going to play action or hand it off to the back. And as he was like aligned with the running back, Jordan Williams for San Antonio was already on his back, tackling him to the ground. Just a beautifully timed play. Beautiful run through the gap, because when you have those kind of linebacker blitzes where they have to go through like the center and the guard or something like that, it's very easy to like slightly bump into one of your own players, bump into one of the linemen. He went straight through with these. So a big time defensive play. So it's going to be 2nd and 19, sorry. And now we get to see kind of how Memphis wants to handle the final 2 minutes. They have a 10-0 lead. San Antonio gets the ball back to begin the half. We have to see how they decide to handle this. If they want to start kill as much clock as they can, just hand the ball off. Maybe try to get a first down and get points. Either way, Memphis, even though the past couple plays for Memphis hasn't been the best, it's still, the momentum is still all Memphis because their defense is just insane. As we're getting the commercial for the Crazy Puffs from Little Caesars. I have not had those yet. I do not care for Little Caesars. I've heard they're really good. Just haven't really cared for it. Just not my thing. Anyway. But yeah. I wouldn't be shocked if Memphis just hands the ball off the next 2 plays, try to kill some clock. San Antonio only having 2 timeouts left is probably has a factor in what Memphis decides to do here. I it was kind of concerning to see Cook is kind of reach for his shoulder a little bit. It's probably just banged up, kind of sore. Probably nothing major, probably nothing to really worry about, but still. A hard fall onto your throwing shoulder. It's it's definitely something to kind of like keep an eye on at the very least. Yeah, he's in the huddle. Again, should be fine, but something to keep an eye on. As we just had a commercial for the SEC beyond ESPN, and they're highlighting how there are 15 players in this game who went to SEC schools. As it is second and 15, ball on the 40, Cook is in shotgun back to his left. Going to just do a quick screen to the back, and it gets nearly blown up. Makes two people miss before getting leveled by Jordan Williams for a gain of about 5. That was Titus Sween on the reception. Yeah, just a simple halfback screen to try to get some yards back. Makes one defender miss, makes one defender miss, breaks one tackles, and then kind of slips as as Jordan Williams was making the tackle. So it kind of gets laid down on his back. So 3rd and 10 is only a gain of 5. 3rd and 10. Cook is in shotgun, going to look to throw. And going to roll out to his left, trying to direct traffic, going to run himself. Gains about 4, maybe 5, gets out of bounds. So I believe that will stop the clock. So it will give San Antonio about a minute left in the half to and 2 timeouts to try to make something here. As they're sending out Matt White and the punting unit. So with a minute 10 left in the half, Memphis is going to punt it away to San Antonio. So San Antonio, they could double up here, try to get some momentum back, get a field goal before the half, then come out right at halftime and score. But there's just been a massive yards disparity in this game. There's been a massive disparity. There's going to be returned from inside the 5. And he's running backwards. Marquez Stevenson, what are you doing? He's going to be tackled at about the 2, maybe the 3. He caught the punt at about the 5 and then runs backwards, nearly for a safety, but just barely gets to the 3-yard line. At that point, that's wow. You need to just let that bounce and hope it goes into the end zone. So now 57 seconds left, 2 timeouts, and San Antonio is going to has to go. San Antonio has the ball in the net on a minus 3-yard line. They are backed up now. So Gabers in shotgun, going to just hand it off. Barely gets back to the line of scrimmage is Anthony McFarland. And it looks like there's a timeout called. So I wouldn't be shocked if Memphis it starts calling some of their timeouts, and they are. So that's Memphis's first timeout of the half. So Memphis, they can still easily get the ball back in great field position. And this has just been a very off day for San Antonio's offense. They're going away from a lot of what worked like last week. Like they're still trying. Don't get me wrong. They're still trying like the quick hitters, the screens, and all that, the play actions. But they're not doing a lot of the RPOs. They've run 3 play action plays so far. They have 9 total yards of offense. And they're averaging about a minute per yard. Like Memphis has 135 yards. We'll go a little more in detail, but I mean, what a disparity on the yards. This game is all Memphis so far. So 52 seconds left in the half. Memphis has 2 timeouts left after calling their first. 2nd and 9. Ball on the 3.5-yard line. In shotgun, back to his left. trying to get people to jump, gonna look to throw, and has to instantly throw it away. There's no one really in the area, as there was an unblocked defender off the right side. That was Quinton Meeks, unblocked on the right side, so he just has to throw it away. So 3rd and 9, 49 seconds left. Ball again on about the 3.5 yard line. Going to just hand it off and gains up until the 8 yard line, but it will be 4th down. And Memphis is probably going to call their second timeout. If I were to imagine, yes, they are. So Memphis, they're going to get the ball back with about 35 seconds left and damn good field position. So yeah, 4th and 5, currently sitting at 42 seconds left in the half. That might add some time. But currently it sits at 42 seconds. Okay, it's 44 seconds in the half. 4th and 5 from the 8 yard line for San Antonio. So they're going to punt it here. This is going to be a very, I'm saying very interesting punt. It pretty much if this punt does not push Memphis far back enough, this game could start getting out of hand even more. But yeah, it's going to be Memphis ball. With 44 seconds left in the half. Probably going to change it to about 30-something. So the punt's underway, going to be caught at around the 50. Fair caught at about the 50-yard line. So with 37 seconds left, ball on the 50. Memphis has 15, 20 yards to go for field goal range with one timeout. And the college style of rules where the clock is going to stop if they get a first down. Memphis, great spot here to extend their lead right before the half. So Case Cookus, shotgun back to his left, 2 receivers to each side. Going to do a quick slant that's broken up incomplete. Pass was intended for Vinny Papale. I do like that play. Just try to get a quick hitter, gain some yards, try not to kill a lot of clock. Because again, at this point, you have one timeout. You try to just look. One timeout. You're just looking for field goal range. So back in shotgun, back to his left. 10 seconds on the play clock. Gonna look to throw. Gonna take it himself for the first down and a lot more, down to the 30, out of bounds at about the 28-yard line. That was a broken play. The ball was snapped kind of late there. I don't know why there wasn't false starts called. The ball was snapped kind of late, but Case Cookus runs for 22 yards on the play. Got a nice block from Darius Victor. So Memphis is instantly in field goal range after that play and still have one timeout. Shotgun back to his left. Going to look to throw. Throws it incomplete, intended for Daywood Davis. Again, it's good to see him back on the field. It seemed like Cook was trying to tell him, hey, it was just kind of a throwaway, don't worry about it. Yeah, that was more so a throwaway than an actual pass. It was way to the outside of him. So 2nd and 10 from the plus 28. 22 seconds left in the half. San Antonio has a safety deep back there, damn near the goal line. Cook is looking to throw. Chucks one towards the end zone, and it's incomplete, bounced off his hands, kind of off his face mask. So there was a flag on the play. They're probably going to call it on San Antonio, as that was Jonathan Adams, intended target. First off, as he went up for it, he was kind of dragged down by the San Antonio defender. So the pass interference on San Antonio. So 15-yard penalty. Those Darius Phillips they're calling for pass interference. I mean, yeah, it was. I get the call. It was a great throw by Case Cookus, and yeah, he pulled them down from like the neck area. So it's the right call. Yeah, it's the right call. Kind of grabbed like the neck area here, pulled him down. So it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 13-yard line. 15 seconds left. San Antonio sent in a blitz, picked up well, throwing end zone just incomplete. So 10 seconds left. You have about a play or two now to just take shots at the end zone. You still have one timeout. And Wade Phillips, the head coach of San Antonio, was not happy about that call on the pass interference of the previous play. But it was a right call. So 2nd and 10. 10 seconds left. Again, you have about 2 plays to take shots at the end zone here. You could still play the middle of the field. You have a timeout. There's a quick hitter towards the outside, going to get out of bounds as Sage Surratt. Pickup of about 7. So Memphis now has 7 seconds on 3rd and 4, so gain of 6. 3rd and 4 from inside the 10. You can still take a shot at the end zone here. You can still just pick up the first down, but you typically probably just going to take a shot at the end zone here in order to just because of how much time's left. I mean, it's 3rd and 4, 7 seconds. Going to look to throw. Rolling out to his right, just throws it away. So Memphis will settle for the field goal. There is a flag on the play, however. So we will see what this is. He got the ball back to the line of scrimmage, so I don't think it would be intentional grounding. It could be holding. There was some kind of movement from one of the defensive linemen as Cookus was rolling out. We shall see. But again, there's 2 seconds left on the half. So pretty much no matter what this call is, it's going to be the field goal unit out anyway. Ref's taking a long time to discuss this. It is going to be holding on Memphis. So the penalty is going to be declined. So that was on Jerron Jones, the right tackle. It's called for holding. Penalty declined. Meaning because there's 2 seconds left in the half, Memphis was going to take the field goal anyway. I'm shocked you don't push them back though if you're San Antonio. Because you make the field goal harder. So not pushing them back is interesting. So it would be a 25-yard field goal attempt from Matt Coughlin. It has been a great first half for Memphis, though. I mean, it's a 25-yard field goal, most likely going to drill this. He made one from 23 yards earlier today. And the Memphis head coach is furious. I'm not sure for why. But he is furious. Okay, so they did end up pushing him back 10 yards. Probably some miscommunication or something, but they did end up accepting the penalty. So 35-yard field goal try. Bad snap. Good hold, though, and it's straight through. So all is for naught. But, so 13 is going to be 13-0 at the half. As there is scuffles going on after the kick. But yeah, we're at 13-0 and a half. Okay. So this has been all Memphis. Like, this game has been entirely all Memphis. and I was not expecting that. So after the play, there's some pushing and shoving, but no flags thrown. We're at halftime. So Memphis is going to get ball to begin the half. No, San Antonio is going to get ball to begin the half, and they need to do something with it. This has been a massive disparity across the board, and by disparity, I mean just I'm gonna pull up the stats. We can properly go through it, but I mean this game is legit just all Memphis so far. Yeah, the score is 13-0. It's two possessions. So it's not like this game is all Memphis in a sense of it being 21-0 or 27-0 or whatnot. Memphis is playing their style of football, which is we're going to kill the clock. First drive of the game, it was 13 plays, about 8 minutes, 7.5 minutes, 8 minutes, and then the touchdown. And then since then, they have not looked back. San Antonio, Chase Gabers, 6 for 8, 12 yards passing. They have 7 rushing attempts for 15 yards. So I think they're at a net total. They're at a net positive for yards at least, I believe. Yeah, so San Antonio was at 14 total yards so far throughout the first half. Memphis is at 163 total yards. 65 rushing yards for Memphis, 15 for San Antonio. Where's the one? So here's another thing. San Antonio has 1 first down. Memphis has 12. I just don't get net passing yards. -1 for San Antonio. So a net passing yards of -1. Memphis is at 98. This, like, I just don't know. Like, throughout a first half, 8 pass attempts, you have 6 passes caught, 6 completions. You're at -1 net passing yards. When last week at this time against DC, they were dominating on the offense side of the ball. It's I don't know. Their defense has been playing better entering the second quarter. They get the fumble, they make some good stops, but the offense just is not doing anything. And I don't get it. Memphis's defense is definitely playing above a standard that I thought they could. It is very impressive how well the defense is playing. Case Cookus is at 13 for 23, 103 yards, 1 touchdown on the day so far. Really, really solid day. And then 14 carries for 65 yards total. Cookus himself has 5 carries for 44 yards. And like this. And then, yeah, Memphis forces a fumble on San Antonio's second drive of the game. This, like, looking at the exact drives here. So Memphis, to begin the game, they have a 13-play drive that lasts 7:44, which resulted in a touchdown. Their second drive lasted nearly 4 minutes. Yeah, Memphis is playing better than I expected. Remember, for the power rankings, I had San Antonio #1 on power rankings this past week. They're not playing like the best team in the UFL. It's very, very weird. But okay, so Memphis, since that first drive, they've had a 350 drive, a 330 drive. Uh, the fumble was on a 2 minute drive, and then the uh, the drive right before this past one we got the field goal, it was 220 in length. But still, all the case of they're ending drives and with positive yards, so they have something to build off of the next drive. San Antonio, their first drive of the game was 3 plays, 5 yards, lasted about 240. Second drive, 2 plays, was the fumble, lost -9 yards total. Their third drive, which so far their best drive they've had today, was 6 plays, 16 yards, lasted 4 minutes. They have had one drive that has lasted great longer than 3 plays. Besides that, today it's basically been 3 and out, 3 and out, and 3 and out. I don't get it. This was a team last week where it looked like no matter what they were doing, they were finding openings in the defense to gain yards. Now this week they can barely run the ball. They can barely pass it, if that. I think that they've given up, I think 2 sacks so far today. Yeah, 2 sacks so far, both from Maximilian Roberts. And it's not like their defense. Like San Antonio's defense is doing what they can to keep them in this game. It's time for the offense to step up. If you need to play complementary football. Memphis is doing that in flying colors. Like, if you were to have asked me earlier in the week, like yesterday when predictions went up, which game I thought would be the blowout game of the week, in the case of like which game I thought would end in a blowout, I would have picked Birmingham, Michigan. I did not expect this game to be a blowout. Again, it's not even like a proper like blowout how you imagine it to be in football. It's just complete dominance for Memphis. It's not even like San Antonio hasn't had good field position. They've started the ball off really well on. They've had really good field position at times this game. It's simply just a case of they're getting outstrength. And the Showboats are showing why that they look that, because the thing is with how they played last week. The only time the Showboats gave up a touchdown last week was because the offense fumbled inside the 25. If it weren't for that, they would have completely destroyed Houston as well. Like, that was a game last week because the offense faltered late due to the fumble. I probably should have taken that into account. But their defense, as it stands, it very well might be the best defense in the league. And they're going up against San Antonio last week. They didn't give up a touchdown to DC. So like San Antonio is no slouch on defense either, but Memphis is just taking advantage of a tired San Antonio defense because the offense cannot stay on the field. So, if you're San Antonio, to begin the next half, because you get the ball to begin the half, not only do you obviously want points on the drive, you want a sustainable drive. Multiple first downs, big pickup, multiple first downs, a kind of more methodical drive, just to give your defense time to regroup and rest. Because for as well as San Antonio's defense has been playing so far today, it is it's going to get tougher if your offense is still just three and out, three and out, three and out, three and out. So I need to see more out of their offense. And in a lot of ways, I mentioned this last week when they were high flying that it looked like watching the Dolphins play. Well, it kind of is still today, where they're just playing a team that can guard against what they're doing really well. But it's not the case where Memphis is per se guarding against the RPO well, guarding against what San Antonio does well, really well. San Antonio is just moved away from what worked for them last week. They're not doing a lot of the RPOs. They're not doing a lot of the quick hitters. I mean, they've been trying to do like the screenplays, but for the most part, it has just been a style of offense that reminds me more of how like Houston played last week, which I don't fully get why they're playing that style of offense. So like if anything, that's the big thing. I want to see them just get back into what worked for them last week, and play to Chase Gaber's strengths. If they can do that, I think they have a chance to come back in this game. I don't know. The penalties have also killed San Antonio, no doubt. They've had three pass interference calls, including one that on that first drive of the game that gave the Showboats a touchdown. But it has just been like Case Cookis has ran for more rushing yards than than penalty yards for the Brahmas. They have five penalties for 42 yards, and that if anything, like that's where you can kind of pinpoint, because if you don't have that pass interference on the first drive, then instead of a 13-0 game, you're sitting at a 9-0 game, which is one possession. You're in a little bit of a better spot, but at the same time, it's like don't pull a Los Angeles Ram and lay out a receiver on a wheel route before the ball gets there. Like it's just dumb mistakes that they've made. But they have a chance here, as the kickoff to begin the second half is about to be underway. They have a chance to get right back. Again, this game is far from over, unless if San Antonio needs to score here, no more of the just have a decently length drive. You need points on this drive. That's the momentum you need. So Matt Coughlin, so I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I'm sorry, but he's set to kick it away, and we shall see. I put second by mistake, didn't I? Yeah. The kick is underway. It's going to be returned from about the 11-yard line, and breaks two tackles before getting tackled at about the 27-28. They might rule forward progress at the 30, but either way, that is where San Antonio will start. So, again, a big drive here for San Antonio, for Wade Phillips in San Antonio. They need something here. So Chase Gabers taking the field. Anthony McFarland, the back on this first play. It is going to be shotgun, back to the left. Three receivers out left, one in a offset. It is going to be sent in motion. First play, quick screen that gains positive yards, gets about 8, maybe 9 yards. Could have been a holding call on that, but the refs keep the flag in. No, there is a flag on the play. That's most likely going to be brought back for holding. And there is the dumb, simple mistakes. First play of the drive, you get pushed back for holding on a screen play. and they're calling John Trey Kirkland on the hold. You gain 9 yards. It gets negated and you get pushed back 10. First play of the drive. Of the first play of the half, first play of the drive. Like, come on. It's those simple dumb mistakes that are going to get you. So now, with 14:30 left in the third, ball on the 19-yard line, 1st and 20. Now technically the first play to begin the half. Send the man in motion, gonna look to throw, quick hitter. It is caught by Marquez Stevenson, gets the first down and more, past the 45-50, has room to run, gets to about the plus 39. That is the kind of play you needed. Simple RPO, you have the glance, you have the wheel, hit the wheel, and it is taken for a massive, massive chunk of yards. Right back to it, another quick deep hitter, and it is batted up. It is broken up. What a defensive play. That is Jerry Elder on the pass breakup, coming from midfield in the safety position. Gabers would have had, okay, not from midfield, but from close to the hashes. He would have had John Trey Kirkland for a touchdown there if he gets it up a little further down the field. But nearly a spectacular back-to-back play for San Antonio. So ball on the plus 40. In shotgun, back to his right. Send a man in motion for a quick fake screen to the left. Fake screen to the right. Screen left. Loses 2 yards. They faked the tight end screen to Cody Latimer to try to throw a screenplay to John Lovett. It's going to lose 2 yards. And now it is 3rd and long. So you get a great play on 1st and 20. You do the RPO to perfection. Then you get no gain, you get incompletion on the next play, a loss of yard on the next. So now it's 3rd and 11 from the 39. Shotgun back to the right, 3 receivers right. Going to do play action, look to throw, and overthrows his intended target. That's Marquez Stevenson. And it's going to be 4th and 11. There was not anywhere near a clean pocket on that play. I mean, it was kind of a clean pocket, but just another rough end to the drive. You had the momentum gain in play, and then just simply Memphis makes another momentum gain in play on the very next one, batting away what would have been a touchdown. So San Antonio is forced to punt. It's going to be fair caught at about the 12-yard line. You had the start of the drive there. Like you make up for the holding call. You gain 40 plus yards, and then you do absolutely fucking nothing with it. Like that is just pain. You have it. You have the drive starter that you were looking for. Memphis defense just locked in. So now ball inside the 15. So it was a good punt. You pin them inside the 15. But now Memphis has a chance to kind of just play their game still. There's no pressure in them to really divert from what they were doing. So it's gonna be interesting. It's going. San Antonio's defense is probably hating the offense right now. Because again, they have a good play here and there, but for the most part, it's just nothing. They nearly had something. Again, like right after the big pickup, they nearly had the touchdown throw. But it was a great defense by great defensive play by Memphis. And that's kind of been the story of today. San Antonio is trying to get momentum, but Memphis just comes in with a great defensive play to shake things up. So I also don't get, like, they tried the misdirection a little bit. Again, you send a player in motion, you fake a tight end screen to the right, end up throwing the screen to the left, but it's just like the screenplays haven't been working for you today. Why are you doing it? To be fair, nothing has really been working today. But the screens, I don't think they've gotten positive yards on a single screen today. And the one time they did, it was negated because of a holding penalty. So I don't get what their offensive plan here is. As they're interviewing the San Antonio offensive coordinator right now on the sideline. And also, I finally have a proper look at the stands today. It looks like they were only selling the home sideline, in which case it is about 50-60% full. So a pretty solid attendance number. The USFL conference teams are going to struggle with attendance. As Cookis is back to throw, he throws it to no one. No one's in the area at all. But that's going to be roughing the passer. That's an obvious roughing the passer. The San Antonio player jumps up to try to bat the ball down, extends his hand out, and just clotheslines Case Cookis. Yep, jumps up and nails him in the face mask. Oh, man. That's clear and obvious. That's the 7th penalty today in San Antonio. And that gives Memphis good field goal range. Not field goal range, good field position. So now 1st and 10, ball on the 27-yard line. Back to his right, going to just hand it off, and he trips and stumbles in the backfield. Loss of about 2 yards as Titus Sween on the carry. Had a hole, just lost his foot in. So that would make it 2nd and 11. 11:20 left in the third. Cookis alone in the backfield. 2 receivers to each side. Tight end to the right, looking to throw. Pressure gets through instantly, makes some moves in the pocket, going to take it himself. Has room to run. Slides down 2 yards short, and he is in a lot of pain. He went down very awkwardly, and Case Cookis is in a lot of pain. He's able to get up, but he's going to be taking a look at. Some Memphis players look like they were looking for a helmet-to-helmet penalty. It looks like he was kind of grabbing his knee. As he went down, he kind of popped back up and lunged forward. So it was a really awkward slide he did. There was a flag on the play. So we'll see what it is. Ref's talking it over. There's 11 minutes left in the third. He went down really, really awkwardly. As Troy Williams is warming up, as Case Cook is going to be taking a look at in the blue medical tent. So he's going to be out for at least a play. As the refs and Mike Pereira are discussing it, it's going to be a personal foul in San Antonio. And we're going to see here the replay exactly what happened. As he goes down, oh yeah, he gets accordioned. Yeah, as he was going down, someone came up from up top, helmet-to-helmet contact, and he kind of gets accordioned. You hate to see that, man. Case Cook is someone I like watching a lot. So we'll see what Troy Williams can do here. Ball on the 50 to give him the first down. You're going to hand it off. Gains 2, maybe 3 yards. That's Titus Sween on the carry, and another Memphis player is down on the field injured. That is Wes Saxon Jr. Now in pain on the field, and just what? Not at all how you wanted this drive to go. Oh yeah. His leg gets stuck. His leg gets stuck between two defenders and the running back, and he twists on it awkwardly. That God, man, back to back plays. You're, jeez. Uh, he just, it's just it gets stuck between defenders and the running back. Kind of he gets stuck in that pile, and he gets twisted around on his ankle, and hate to see it. Absolutely hate to see it. Especially back to back between Case Cook's injury as well. Damn, man. You just hate to see that. So we'll see. So Sage Surratt was the backup tight end. Was tight end 2. He will now be tight end 1, which means we might see some of J.J. Wilson, who is listed as tight end 3 on the official roster. He's going to be seeing some action now. Yes, yeah. There's a TV timeout, by the way, so you're not missing anything. Man, back to back in plays with some pretty key players getting injured for Memphis. Case Cookis goes down awkwardly, kind of gets accordioned, and then Wes Saxon goes down there. Nah, first drive of the half, and I mean you're gaining positive yards, but these injuries you just hate to see. You don't want it to happen. You hate to see it. Cookus was in a decent bit of pain. He got up pretty quickly though. He was in pain early, and then obviously Wes Saxon now is in a lot of pain. We shall see if he was able to get off the field on his own. The hope is he's able to, but it's we see in the NFL when things like this happen, where a player's foot gets stuck and he gets twisted. That it's really hard to gauge exactly the injury. So it just sucks whenever we see a player go down, especially in a league like the UFL where they did for a lot of these guys. This is their one shot. As Case Cookis is back in the game, he only missed a play, but he is back in the game. I guess they deemed he was fine. But yeah, Case Cookis is back in the game after being checked out in the medical tent. As all right. So yeah, Case Cookis in shotgun back to his left. 2nd and 8, gonna roll out right, looking to throw. Throws it, has a man, it is caught. Vinny Papa, no, he didn't get his second foot down. He was alone behind the defense at the sideline. That's gonna be close. They're currently ruling it incomplete. Definitely gets at least 1 foot down. It looks like he definitely drags a foot. The question is just, is that left foot completely inbounds or not? I guess ruling it wasn't. So 3rd and 8, looking to throw. Going to get taken down, kind of tripped up. It's going to be a sack behind the 50. So 4th down. Kind of gets trips up and falls awkward, like not really awkward. He just wasn't prepared to fall there. He gets tripped up a little bit. His foot gets caught on the defender. So it'll be 4th and 13. San Antonio beginning the ball back. As he steps up in the pocket, yeah, kind of just gets slightly knocked over. So San Antonio gets the ball back. Their defense makes a stand. Now for the offense. Again, they need to do something here. The punt is underway. It's going to be caught at around the 9-yard line for the return. It's Marquez Stevenson. Making people miss. Past the 20, just still trying to make people miss. Gets taken down around the 22. As that's where we will see San Antonio's offense for the second time in this half. So 8:40 left to go in the third. Chase Gabers is currently 8 for 12 for 52 yards. That wouldn't be a terrible stat line if that was all in the first quarter, but again, we are in the third. So in shotgun, alone in shotgun. Looking to throw. Quick pass towards the outside, going to be caught for a gain of about 5, maybe 6. That's John Trey Kirkland on the reception. So a quick hitter gets some kind of movement going, something to build off of. 2nd and 5 now. $15 seconds left on the play clock. Down to about 8 minutes on the game clock. Man in motion. As there's a stoppage of play. Most likely for a false start. Yes, false start on San Antonio. So it's going to be 2nd and 10. They get something going on offense, and then a boneheaded mistake pushes them back. So that's now their 9th penalty on the game. As Gabers is in shotgun, a back to his left, 3 receivers out right. Sending a man in motion, going to do a quick play action, looking to throw. Dumps it off over the middle and gets the penalty yards back. Pass was caught by Justin Smith, and that will make it 3rd down. They will only get in 4, so it will be 3rd and 6. So San Antonio is 1 for 6 on 3rd down today. They have 1 first down in the game. So they need to get something here. They're going 5 wide. Gabers alone in shotgun, and they even get the snap off. Delay of game for San Antonio, so it'll be 3rd and 11. Yeah, that's kind of been a theme of this game. There's a lot been going on, but at the same time, nothing at all. The main thing that was missed, that you missed, was just 2 injuries, but Cook just came back into the game after missing a play. Still waiting on some kind of clarity with Wex Saxon. Yeah. So far the second half, not a lot been going on. It's 3rd and 11. San Antonio looking for their 2nd first down of the game, and there's a quick dump off to the running back out of the backfield. Going to maybe get 4 on the play. So another defensive stand by Memphis, and wow, San Antonio is looking completely lost out here. Yeah, gain of 4 on the previous play, so it will be 4th and 7. As Memphis is going to get the ball back. And again, Memphis is totally happy if the final score was stays 13-0. They just want to kill the clock at this point, as the return is going to be caught around the 30, making two people miss, and then using his speed to get out towards the outside, breaks off one tackler and gets down to about the 47, 48 yard line. So a solid return there. Gets about 17, 18 yards on the return. And it's Case Cookis and Memphis' offense is trying to extend the lead. Great moves to shove off, to make two defenders miss there by Jerry Elder. As yeah, 1st and 10, ball on the 47-yard line. Cookis is under center, back in the backfield. San Antonio is going to send a soft blitz, play action. Cookis is going to take it himself again, and gets tackled by the ankles for a gain of about 5 yards on the play. So it will be 2nd down. And Cookis, he has been using his legs a lot. I say that Memphis is still playing very similarly to how they played last week, but at the same time, it is still a different style of offense. So they're relying on the ground a lot more. Cookis is now up to 7 carries on 58 yards, on top of his 103 yards passing. So it is 2nd and 5, ball on the 48. Going to quickly hand it off. Has space up the middle to get the 1st down to about the 42-yard line. That's Darius Victor on the carry. And again, Memphis, they're just playing their style of football. So 4:40 left in the 3rd, ball on the 42-yard line. 1st and 10, 13 seconds left on the play clock. Cookis in shotgun back to his left. 3 receivers out left in a bunch set. Going to hand it off and is going to lose 7 yards. That was Darius Victor on the carry. He loses it. He does not go forward at all. They try to do an outside zone, get him towards the outside going, and it's met pretty much instantly. If anything, he ran backwards for another yard or so. So that's going to be a massive loss there. As loss of 6, but 2 of Memphis' linemen were kind of arguing with each other. Looking to throw. Rolling out to his left. There's going to be a flag on the play. Cookis still throwing. And just incomplete. Throws it out of bounds. So it looks like there's going to be a holding play. Yeah. I wouldn't say Cookis is playing his style of game, the style of play he wants. It's going to be holding on Memphis. So getting pushed back even further. But I mean, he's not taking risks with the football. He's running when he needs to. He's getting down for the most part. He's playing a very, very solid, safe style of game today. And it's clearly working. They're up 13. But 2nd and 26 now. Ball back at the minus 42. In shotgun, back to his left. San Antonio sending a little bit of a blitz, picked up well, throwing it down, deep down the field. And no way, it is caught. Jonathan Adams catches it down by the 10-yard line. A little bit of hand fighting there between the receiver and the defender, and he just goes over the top and snags it. Case Cookis put all he could under that one. A little bit of a wobbler, but it is caught. What a catch by Jonathan Adams. And Memphis will now have ball at the 10-yard line. Play action, looking to throw. He's going to try to do a quick dump off to Vinny Papale. He's going to be incomplete. 2nd and 10, but Jonathan Adams going up for that pass. A little bit of hand fighting there between the two. And Adams just timed it perfectly to go up and get it. So now 2nd and goal. Ball at the 10-yard line. Cookus and shotgun back to his left. Gonna look to throw. Throws it over the middle. It is just barely dropped. He had it in his hands. That was Sage Surratt. He had it, but just couldn't hang on to it as he was coming down with it. I mean, that was placed where it needed to be. And the safety on the left side barely gets a hand on it. So now 3rd and goal for Memphis with 1:50 left in the third. Case Cookus is alone in the backfield, going 5 wide. San Antonio was going to send a little bit of a pressure, but there's a stoppage potentially for a timeout or delay of game. They're calling delay of game on Memphis. So it will be 3rd and goal from the 15-yard line now. So 1:35 left in the third. 3rd and goal. A field goal here still remains a 2-possession game. But again, if you're Memphis, your defense has been playing extremely well. You're fine with it. 3 receivers out left. Cookish and shotgun back to his right, looking to throw. San Antonio sent a little pressure. Dumps it off over the middle to a wide open receiver. But that was Vinny Papale. But he's going to be tackled just short of the end zone to about the 4-yard line. So it will be 4th and goal with 1 minute left in the third. And once again, with how your defense has been playing, you probably just go for it here, as there's a San Antonio player walking off the field in pain. That is Bryce Thompson, kind of grabbing his hand as he walks off the field. So again, 4th and goal from the 4-yard line. I would not be surprised if they keep the offense on the field here, because again, your defense has been playing extremely well. But no, okay, they send out the field goal unit, so they're looking to make this a 16-point game. It's going to be a 22-yard field goal from the right hash. The kick is up and straight through. So Memphis extends their lead to 16. And it's still only a 2-possession game. It is not entirely over yet. But at the same time, it is basically over. San Antonio's offense has not done anything today. And with 1 minute left in the third, it seems like it's a tall task just to ask them to get into the plus 35 range. They haven't really been in plus territory yet today. When they have been, it's been between the 35 and the 50-yard line. They haven't really done much inside of the plus 35. It's a rough spot for San Antonio's offense to be in today. You're kind of relying on the defense to make some stops, make some stands, and they have been. But it's just rough. It's just rough for San Antonio. Their offense, man, it has looked completely lost, and now they're being asked to at least to score. Like you need a touchdown on this drive. It's pretty much you're beginning pretty much a 4-down territory style of offense now, because you just haven't done enough on offense to have it not be the case. So the kickoff is going to be returned from about the 12-yard line. Going to get out past the 30. Has room on the outside. Going to get past the 40 down to about the 42. Marquez Stevenson on the return. And that's where San Antonio will start with 50 seconds left in the third quarter. So again, especially now with this field position you have, you are basically in 4-down territory. if it was a case where your offense was able to do, first off, if your offense was able to do a lot, were able to do something today, you wouldn't have 0 points. Second off, because your offense has not really been able to move the ball once you get past the 50, you're in 4 down territory. You need to get points on this drive. You need to get a touchdown on this drive. So Gaber's in shotgun, back to his left, gonna look to throw, quick hitter to Cody Latimer, who breaks off a tackle and stumbles forward for about an extra 5-6 yards, down to about the 45-yard line. So they cross the midfield. And with 30 seconds left in the third, they have time. They have a guaranteed 1 play remaining in this quarter. So yeah, ball on the plus 45. Gaber's in shotgun, back to his right, 3 receivers out left. Just another quick hitter to get the first down and more. They get inside the 30. That's Cody Latimer again, down to about the 26, 25-yard line. And here is San Antonio's offense finally. They're just relying on the quick hitters to move the ball down the field. That's what they've been missing. So they ruled him down at the plus 28, and that's going to be the end of the third quarter. So with 15 minutes left, San Antonio is finally starting to find some kind of momentum on the offense side of the ball. It's not a lot of momentum. It's two very quick hitters to the tight end to be able to move the ball down the field. And honestly, I'm shocked they haven't turned to this sooner. But yeah, you finally have something going for you now on offense. The key thing is, if you score a touchdown on this drive, you need to convert the conversion attempt. Because if you don't, it's still a 2-possession game. You need to convert on whatever point try you go for. Because this is starting to build the momentum finally for them, where you have the case of, hey, a quick hitter gets you 10, 12 yards or so. Probably understated it, but gets you, mostly like 16-ish or so yards. And then the second quick hitter gets you about 12, 13, 14-ish yards. So, like, you're now finally in the plus 30 range. You're inside the 30-yard line now. You need to just capitalize. You need to get that momentum going. Your defense has done their job today. The offense now needs to do theirs and finish this off. As you have tomorrow is the women's national championship. Just gotta just play the commercial for that. For the good old college basketball. But yeah, it's that. This is the other thing with the UFL is a 16-0 game in a fourth. Yeah, it's not a lot to come back from. And you can score 16 points really quickly. But again, with how their offense has been playing, San Antonio they need to do something here. I wouldn't be shocked if they start to rely a lot more on those quick hitters again. But there's a difference between what San Antonio has been doing. Before, their version of quick hitters were the screen plays that were not working at all. Now the quick hitters are, hey, get 5 yards up the field and turn around and be prepared for the ball. It's a much different style of quick hitter. It's working really well for them. They need to just keep at it. So to begin the fourth, they're going to have ball on the plus 45-yard line, plus 28-yard line. And it's an interesting one. Again, you need to get a score here to give your defense finally some help. So let's see, from plus 28, shotgun back to his right. Chase Gabers is going to play action, look to throw, roll out to his right, has room to run. Gonna take it himself for the first down and more. It gets down to about the 12, maybe the 11-yard line. And he finally is able to use his speed. I was not expecting Chase Gabers to be that quick. But he escapes the pocket really well, gains the yard, gains the first down, and a ton more. So now they have ball in the red zone finally. Their ball at the 10-yard line, first and goal. A back to his right in shotgun. 3 receivers out left, gonna look to throw. Throws it towards the end zone. Touchdown, San Antonio. Marquez Stevenson finds an opening and is going to finally put points on the board for the Brahmas. A really simple mesh play. They had a lone receiver who was lined up more so at the tight end spot on the right, and then Cody Latimer on the left. They do a simple mesh. They have Marquez Stevenson from the slot do a wheel route, utilizes speed. It gets open, and San Antonio finally gets on the board. So now they are going for 2 from the 5-yard line. In shotgun, back to his right. They need to get this one to keep it a 2-possession game, to make it a 1-possession game. Looking to throw, has his back of the swing route. He's going to extend for the conversion. He gets in. That's John Lovett. It is now an 8-point game. And the quick hitters, San Antonio found their groove on offense on that drive. They did exactly what I've kind of been asking for them to do, as this game is now 1 possession. Utilize a wheel route with one of your faster receivers and Marquez Stevenson to get in the end zone, and then you just let kind of more so your power back in John Lovett to catch a simple flat route, turn it upfield, and have to kind of bulldoze his way to be able to stretch forward and get the conversion. And yeah, 1-possession game. The UFL is loving it because it keeps people entertained. But hey, with San Antonio finding their rhythm on offense on that drive, it definitely does change how Memphis has to play this game. You can no longer just be like, okay, we're going to take the... I mean, you can still take the dump offs and everything, but now you need to make sure that you can't make the dumb mistakes like they did the previous drive. You can't lose 6 yards on first down, and then on second down have a hold in play to make it 2nd and 26. And even then, like they still converted on that situation. But if you're going to get into the red zone, obviously a field goal makes it a 2-possession game again. But it's the case of now your offense needs to get stuff clicking again, as it's kind of been a little stagnant since that first drive, but it's been enough up until this point because your defense was able to lock San Antonio up really, really well. But yeah, it's a case of if you're Memphis, you want this to be a very similar drive to how you started the game. 13 plays, 7.5 minutes, and in a field goal. That's the kind of drive you're looking for here. If this drive could end in a touchdown and you kill 10 minutes like one of their drives last week, then that is the perfect drive to have. But what they will take, and probably what you're more sort of looking for, kill half the time in a game, kill the 7.5 minutes left, or you kill about 7.5 minutes, 8 minutes, get a field goal, and most likely that will win you the game. Because of how much time is left in the fourth, I do not see San Antonio going for the 4th and 12 onside kick thing. Yeah, they're showing a replay of the touchdown here, and it's simple. It's a style of mesh. Again, you have the receiver on the right, and then the inside most receiver on the left, doing a crosser to create a little distraction over the middle. You have the outside receiver on the left, taking away any potential safety and his man on the corner, pushed him towards the inside. And you have the wheel route from a guy who's really elusive and really fast, Marquez Stevenson, to just get towards the outside and gain that space needed. It worked really well. It's a one possession game as the kickoff is underway. Memphis is going to return it from the 12-yard line. Going to take it up towards the outside past the 30, 35, tackled around the 37, and that was destroying on the tackle. Okay. Good old Donald De La Haye on the tackle there to prevent any further return. And kind of, I wouldn't say laid him out, but it was a really solid tackle. So now, again, Memphis looking to just kill a lot of clock on this drive. There's 14-15 left in the game. If you can kill 8 minutes, that's pretty perfect. Cookus and shotgun back to his left, going to hand it off to Darius Victor. He gains nothing. Pretty much tackle is right back at the line of scrimmage. That is Robert Barnes on the tackle to make it 2nd and 10. And again, the UFL rules, up until the 2-minute mark in the fourth, the clock is going to non-stop run. So Cook is alone in the backfield in shotgun. They motion out the receiver wide to the left. Going to look to throw, has a quick slot over the middle. It is caught for a gain of about 5, maybe 6. That is Daywood Davis on the reception to make it 3rd and short. Or at least 3rd and manageable. So 3rd and 3, they gave him 7 on the play. And that's kind of how you want to run this. Not, just don't want to take the top off, just gain 5 to 7 yards each play. You're sitting fine. Cookus and shotgun back to his left. 2 receivers to each side. Going to drop back to throw. Steps up in the pocket. Looking to take it himself. He does. And going to pick up the first down. And maybe an extra yard or so. So it'll be gaining of about 5. As Cookus gets sandwiched there. A little slow to get up. Should be fine though. Yeah, smart move, just taking it himself to make sure you get the first. And yeah, he gets sandwiched. His right shoulder gets hit pretty hard. He's been favoring it a little bit today. But it is 1st and 10. Ball on the 48-yard line. In shotgun, back to his right. Going to hand it off as Titus Sween on the carry. Going to get 4, maybe 5 on the play. There was now 12 minutes left in the fourth. So they've already killed 2 minutes of clock in a span of 4 plays. So 2nd and 6. They have crossed midfield. And San Antonio needs to try to start pushing them back a little bit. Ball on the plus 48-yard line. Going to hand it off to Darius Victor. He's going to get a yard, maybe falls forward for 2 yards on the gain on the play. So it will make 3rd down, but still a 3rd and short. So 3rd and 4. Memphis today is 40% on 3rd down at 4 for 10. San Antonio is 1 for 7. With 11 minutes left in the game, a big 3rd down here for San Antonio's defense. Cookus and shotgun back to his left, 3 receivers out left. Gonna drop back, look to throw. Throws it outside, is going to be dropped through the hands of Jonathan Adams. But there is a flag on the play. Oh no, what is this? It didn't look like anything was going on at the point of what would have been the reception. But we shall see how the refs call this. It seemed like one of the refs was signaling something about a hit to the head. They might rule roughing the passer, and if they do, oh boy. Yeah, Cookus gets hit kind of late. It's kind of late, kind of high. So I think yeah, they're probably gonna rule this roughing the passer. And man, Memphis, San Antonio just cannot get out of their own way. Because yeah, it is gonna be ruled roughing the passer. Yeah, he gets hit kind of late, but definitely gets hit high. So yeah, that's roughing the passer. Memphis gets a new set of downs. And on with them being now on the plus 31, they're in field goal range. So Cook is in shotgun back to the right, looking to throw. Throws it down the field, has a man wide open inside the 10, down to the 7. Jonathan Adams on the reception. As there is a stoppage of play. Yeah, just plenty of time in the pocket for Case Cookus, and delivers a nice ball into Jonathan Adams. And now with them being firmly in field goal range, being inside the 10, that's most likely going to be it's going to be very tough for San Antonio to come back, especially if they don't stop them here for a field goal. As we're taking a TV timeout due to a player being down, injured. I believe it was a Memphis player who was injured. But yeah, it's it is a that is rough by San Antonio. You make the stop on third down, but you tackle him high. It probably was the case where even if he doesn't go high, they probably call it because it was a little late, but I don't think probably late enough to warrant the flag. It's just the fact that he went high, contact was initiated, and the helmet to helmet. So that sucked. That's the story of today as well. Is San Antonio not being able to get out of their own way. 11 penalties for over 100 yards. They're doing a better job moving the ball through penalties than they are their actual offense so far today. It's like you're just not gonna win games having 11 penalties, 4 of them being pass interferences or like 3 or 4, a roughing the passer on a very key third down, and then multiple holding calls that would have on plays that would have given you some kind of momentum. You found your groove late. It's as simple as that. And now when you had the chance to hold them to force a punt, you make a boneheaded mistake like roughing the passer. Like it's just rough. Like you're just not gonna win games like that. You're just not. It sucks seeing because a stop there makes this that much more interesting of a game through a one possession game with San Antonio having the ball back. And now Memphis has 3 plays now to get into the end zone here. And there's a very good chance that they wait until that third down because they just want to kill clock. Yeah, it's rough. Because last week San Antonio didn't have a lot of penalties, and today they're just playing very very undisciplined football. So Memphis ball at the plus 7 yard line. First and goal. Cook is in shotgun. A back to his right. Man in motion. San Antonio sending pressure, looking to throw. Just has to get rid of it incomplete. San Antonio sending the pressure, though. I wouldn't necessarily call San Antonio's offense, or oh yeah, I wouldn't call their offense unsustainable. It's just they started today not calling the best plays. They strayed away a lot from what they were good at, and then they finally started to do it in the fourth, and that's when they scored. As Cookus is under center, a back behind him, going to just hand it off. Darius Victor going to bounce off a tackle, push forward for about 6 on the play. So it's going to be 3rd and goal from the 1. Yeah, for football, it's any given day, any given Sunday, Saturday, whatever. It's a very uncharacteristic day from San Antonio, as I hope it is. Just, if they get the penalties worked out, they'll be fine. And to be fair, a lot of the penalties that were called, like the pass interferences, weren't completely on them. So Cookis is back under center. He fumbles it, but falls back on it. Tried to hand it off to the fullback, and he fumbles. But falls back on it, so it will be 4th down. Loss of about 3 on the play. Oh no, the fullback just ran into him and hit and knocked the ball and made him drop the ball. It wasn't even like he was trying to hand it to him. He just the fullback just wasn't enough space and separation there for a clean handoff to the back. So he fumbles as Memphis now. They're trying to figure out. That's what they're trying to do. They let the play clock run before calling a timeout. They've called their first timeout of the half. Again, just letting the clock run. As the offensive, no, they're going to be sending out the kicking unit. They're sending out the kicker to make this a 2-possession game. That was Memphis's 5th red zone possession, and they have to settle for another field goal. So that's kind of been the case. There's just a lot of field goals playing. They're relying a lot on their defense, but it's been working. This is a chance to make it an 11-point game. A 22-yard attempt from the right hash. By Matt Coughlin. The kick is up and straight through to make it 19-8. So San Antonio, they now need to get something. They need to get back into the end zone. They need to get points again. In that state of you can settle for a field goal. But basically, it's the state of if you score on this drive, there's a pretty good chance you try the 4th and 12 onside kick. You try to get the ball back because you're not. It obviously depends on the length of this drive. But assuming it's a decently lengthy drive, you're definitely at least thinking of the 4th and 12 onside kick after a score here, if you do score. But the kickoff is soon to be underway. Yeah, it's the penalties. Yeah, San Antonio's offense, did not play great today either, but the penalties is what hurt their defense the most. Especially if that first drive of the game does not get extended due to pass interference. You're in a lot better of a spot here. So the kick is underway. It is going to be caught and returned from the 13-ish yard line. Taken out past the 30, trying to get up the middle. Going to get tackled at about the 40. That was Anthony McFarland on the return. So good starting field position for San Antonio. Ball on the 40-yard line. And Memphis' defense has now allowed 113 yards in the second half compared to 14 in the first. So the adjustments that San Antonio has made have worked for the most part. With 8:17 left in the game, San Antonio is in shotgun, 5 wide receivers looking to throw. Stepping up in the pocket, throws. He's going to be caught wide open over the middle and taken down. Kind of tripped, kind of slips, but taken down at the plus 41. That is Landon Akers on the reception. Simple crossing route. Throws it, finds it in the second window. The defender guarding him slips and falls. Upon catching it, he slips and falls, but hangs on. So back to the 5 wide. Gabriel's going to keep it himself. Gets 2 yards on the carry, down to the 39-yard line. As Akers gets hit pretty hard there, but he's able to get up instantly. So 2nd and 8, 7.5 left in the game. San Antonio once again in 5 wide. Gabriel's alone in the backfield. Memphis sending a blitz. It gets through. He just has to throw it away. So incomplete. No one really in the area of that pass. But it was a beautifully timed and dialed up a corner blitz from Memphis. San Antonio was not ready for it. So it is now 3rd and 8. And with them being on the 39-yard line, you're not really in field goal range here. We saw last week, right before they attempted that fake field goal, Destroyin missed it right of a 58-yard attempt. This would be about 57-yard attempt if they don't get any more yards. They're back in 5 wide once again. So Gabriel's looking to throw. Going to throw it past the 6. It is caught. Marquez Stevenson down to the 30-yard line. 6.5 left in the game. San Antonio needing 30 yards here to make this a very, very comfortable one-possession game. So now shotgun back to Gabrus' left. Ball on the plus 30. 6:10 left in the game. Dropping back, looking to pass. Going to throw it quick outside. That's Cody Latimer on the reception. Going to be taken down after a gain of about 7, maybe 8. 2nd down. Clock running. 6 minutes left. So a gain of 8, they're ruling it. So 2nd and 2. And San Antonio, they've made the correct adjustments. They're moving the ball now on the 22-yard line. Gabers in shotgun back to his left. Man in motion, looking to throw. Just going to dump it off to the back, and he misses it wide. Incomplete. Intended for the running back, Anthony McFarland. So it's going to be 3rd and 2. You're in field goal range, so you don't need to force anything necessarily. But it is also still the case of a touchdown would be preferred, as it makes a one-possession game under 6. Oh, thank you. Handoff gains about a yard. That's a wrong thing. So it's going to be 4th and 1. There we go. If I forget to move the possession thing, just remind me. So yeah, 4th and 1. 4:45 left in the game. San Antonio looks to be keeping the offense on the field, maybe just trying to get Memphis to jump, as Memphis is going to call their 2nd timeout. Memphis calls their second timeout. So 4th and 1, 4:33 left in the game. A big fourth down. I wouldn't. I Because Memphis called the timeout. I think you can keep the offense on the field and still just try to get them to jump. The safe play is to just kick the field goal. Make it a one possession game. You have all three timeouts. There's no need. So just make it a one possession game. But the offense is staying on the field as of right now for San Antonio. Shotgun back to the right. Manson in motion to go in to snap it, looking to throw. Gabriel's rolling out to his right, throws it, and it's intercepted. It's going to be picked off. He throws it late. That is Delrick Abrams with the interception. I don't like that play call. I don't like that decision. They tried to do a play action boot to the right. He had someone open instantly, but because of the fake, he didn't see it in time. So he's forced to roll out right, and he throws it late into just good coverage. Yeah, I mean, it's just nothing was there. I do not at all like that decision to go for it. Like, just make it a one possession game. Make it a one possession game. You have all your timeouts. You can get the ball back. And that's most likely. I mean, obviously there's still plenty of time left. There's 4:25 left in the game, but that's most likely going to do it. But there is a flag now. It's going to be illegal substitution on Memphis, it seems. Illegal substitution / 12 men on the field for Memphis. So it's going to be a first and 15 with 4:25. So that helps San Antonio a little bit. It definitely helps San Antonio, but you need to make a stop here and not just hold him to a field goal. 1st and 15, going to hand it off to Darius Victor, who has space on the right side, going to get 12, maybe 13 yards, it seems, on the carry to make it a 2nd and short. Yeah. 2nd and 2, 4 minutes left in the game. I mean, if you're San Antonio, because you have all three timeouts, just take the field goal there. There was no need. It's not even just that they went for it. They did not call the right play. Anyway, 2nd and 2. Cookis and shotgun back to his left. 3:45 left in the game. Going to hand it off once again. He's going to have the first down and more, down to about the 34-yard line. So it's going to be first down. The clock continues to run. And there's a flag, most likely on San Antonio. There was some scuffle before the play. We have J.J. Wilson, the tight end from Memphis, waving off the crowd, saying welcome to showing up to the win. Meanwhile, a heated Garrett Nelson for San Antonio probably just cost them the game even more. It was going to be first down anyway, but after the play, it's going to be a personal foul, necessary roughness on San Antonio, on Garrett Nelson, number 91, giving Memphis 15 more yards. After the play, he didn't land it. It was weird. He kind of threw a punch, but at the same time also kind of just did a whole like shrug off wide arm thing. But yeah, that's rough. So clock ticking, 3:15 left, 1st and 10 After the penalty, Memphis has ball on the minus 49-yard line. In shotgun, back to his right. They're going to just hand it off to Darius Victor. He loses a yard on the play. So San Antonio can still stop them for a punt, but yeah, if you're San Antonio, you cannot have that personal foul happen there. San Antonio calls their first timeout of the second half, as they're trying to get the ball back with enough time to potentially score twice. But one more first down, and this game is basically over. It's not quite over just yet, but it's going to be it's definitely going to be a lot tougher to hold them here. Ball on the minus 48. Again, that first down basically gives Memphis very solid a potential field goal range. 2nd and 11. Cook is under center. Darius Victor behind him. San Antonio sends some pressure. Victor is going to get back to about the line of scrimmage, maybe loses a yard. So it's going to be 3rd down, and there's another flag after the play. Oh, if they call this on San Antonio, it's another post flag penalty. You have one of the linemen like hands up, pleading innocence, and then one of the San Antonio players kind of arguing with the ref about what the call was. Okay, so they're calling it on San Antonio, but the case was the Memphis lineman was holding the San Antonio defender way past the play. So the San Antonio defender tried to swat his hand away to get him to let go. And in the process goes towards the head. So after the play, there's penalties on both teams. So they're going to be offsetting at least. It's going to be offsetting penalties. They call unnecessary roughness on both. Gerard Jones of Memphis and Tavante Beckett of San Antonio. So San Antonio gets lucky there. So they get lucky it was offset in penalties. So the Memphis coach wanted the player to be ejected for throwing a punch. I don't think he's going to be, because it kind of wasn't a punch though. But either way, it's offset in penalties. Tavante Beckett is going to be ejected though, because he did throw a punch the second time. And because it was after the play, I believe it would still be 3rd down. Yeah, 3rd and 12. The clock stopped because of the penalties. So that saves San Antonio a timeout with 2:50 left in the game. So 3rd and 12, Memphis needs the plus 41 yard line. Ball on the plus 46. Just going to hand it off. He slips, gains about 3 yards on the play. So it will be 4th down. And San Antonio will use their second timeout. Due to the penalties being offsetted, San Antonio was able to save a timeout. So now they're going to get the ball back with about 2:40 left in the game. 1 timeout, still have their challenge. They're going to need to score quickly. San Antonio essentially has two timeouts because they still have a 2-minute warning. They have their own timeout. So it's going to be interesting to see how their offense handles things. Yeah, 4th and 10 for Memphis. No, actually, they did end up removing San Antonio's final timeout. So they have no timeouts remaining. I guess they did end up having to call one after that second down play. But I guess the scoreboard on ESPN just lagged behind a bit. So on comes the punting unit. The punt gets underway. It's going to bounce to the 10 where it's going to be looked to return to the 15, 16-yard line. So San Antonio will start from there with 2:35 left in the game. As they are previewing tonight's game between Arlington and St. Louis, which is going to be at 8 p.m. We will be right back here as well for that one. St. Louis is still the favorites to win the XFL conference, which is interesting. We shall see. To be fair, before San Antonio played today, I would have been confused about that, but now I kind of see it. We shall see. So, ball on the 16-yard line. Play action, looking to throw. Gabriel's rolling out to his right. Gonna throw it down the field. Has a man open, caught down to about the 44. He was not touched. That's Cody Latimer. Gonna run past the other 40 and taken down at about the plus 38-yard line. A big time play there. And he gets out of bounds as well. Of course, that doesn't fully matter, but that should bring us to the 2-minute warning. And they rule he wasn't touched upon making the completion. So, San Antonio going to try to get a play here before the 2-minute warning, it seems. And shotgun back to his right, going to look to throw. And there's a stoppage, most likely probably for... Memphis is challenging that the receiver was touched or not. So Memphis is using their challenge as they believe Cody Latimer was down by contact upon reception. And by the looks of it, it is... I thought he was as well initially. Yeah, he was touched. The defender barely got his hand on his cleat. That was a great throw by Chase Gabers. But yeah, he was touched. From the looks of it, he was indeed touched. So they're going to move the ball back to the other side of the 50. It's still a great first play of this drive for San Antonio. Obviously, it would have been preferred if he wasn't touched. But from the looks of it, he was touched and down by contact. Which they might add time to allow San Antonio to get one more play off before the 2-minute warning. Taking a pretty long look at this. All right. After review, the runner is down by contact, so that would move San Antonio back to the other side of the 50. Still a great play. That was a great throw by Chase Gabers. But Cody Latimer was down by contact, so I believe that would still bring us to the 2-minute warning, and they will have ball at about the 44-ish yard line. Yeah, 2-minute warning. It is an 11-point game, and San Antonio, if they can score quick here and give themselves enough time, after assuming that they also do get the 4th and 12 conversion, they could easily win this game. The key thing is you need to score a touchdown, and then you probably need to go for 3 on the conversion attempt. I wouldn't say that's a must. You definitely obviously go for 2, so that way you only need a field goal. After converting on a 4th and 12. But you definitely want / need a touchdown on this drive. And you have about a minute, I would say, to comfortably do it in. Maybe less. That's not necessarily saying you have to take shots now, because you can always just take a deep shot on the 4th and 12 attempt. But you definitely need something. You definitely need something quick here. If you had a timeout left, I say there's a possibility that you would just get into field goal range, call a timeout, and kick the field goal. That is, by the way, that is one thing we haven't seen out of San Antonio yet this season, is how good their field goal unit is. They haven't attempted a single field goal yet this season. So it's curious on kind of what they're saying is going to be field goal range for them. Because their kicker, Deshaun, he has the leg. The question is the accuracy thing and where he's going to be most accurate from. And again, none of this matters with the whole field goal. The field goal and everything, that doesn't matter unless you can confidently get into the end zone here and still have enough time. Right, we are back from break. 2 minutes left. And a very, very big, again, a very big minute or so here for San Antonio to get into the end zone. You can't waste too much time. Because if you do, there's not really a lot of a point then afterwards. I'd say a minute, you kind of have more so 75 seconds to score here. The good thing is, again, you get the first down, the clock stops for a little bit until you get either into a huddle or at the line. So we'll see. So shotgun, back to his right, man in motion, looking to throw, quick pass, past the 6, it is caught, gets out of bounds as Justin Smith on the reception. Great play. You get the first down, you get out of bounds. Yeah, so Destroying's miss last week was on an ice attempt, so it technically doesn't count. But, I mean, he had the leg for it. He just missed it right a little bit. Anyway, looking to pass. Gabers, under pressure, just throws it away. Kind of near 2 receivers, but incomplete, so clock's going to stop. I think they could, I wouldn't say comfortably make it from 58, but you definitely, Destroying has the leg to make it from in the 50 range, which is just, the question then is his accuracy. And it's hard to judge accuracy on an ice attempt because it depends on the kicker, if they hear it or not, if they actually fully try or not. Anyway, back to pass, 2nd and 10, looking to throw, just dumps it off, incomplete. A little low when behind his intended target, which is running back John Lovett. So 3rd and 10. Now, you cannot be passing it 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage on 3rd and 10. You need to keep getting first downs. Keep getting towards past the sticks. Keep moving the sticks. Can't afford anything else. So ball on the plus 46. They're going 5 wide. Gabriel's alone in the backfield. Memphis looking like they're sending a blitz. They are. Throws it. It's going to be caught, but short of the first. Cody Latimer on the reception. It was a gain of 9. So clock is ticking, and it is 4th and 1. You need to convert here. About the same spot the previous drive ended at. So back to his left in shotgun, looking to throw. Gabers throws it outside, has a man open, and is caught. John Trey Kirkland takes a shot. There's going to be a flag on the hit. So it is caught for the first down the sideline at about the 15. And then the hit's going to make it half the distance to the goal. As it was kind of a late hit, kind of not. We shall see if the penalty stands, in a sense of, I cannot remember for the life of me who ESPN's VP of replay is, but Dean Blandino, if it was him, he could obviously slightly overturn it. But it's going to be personal foul, unnecessary roughness on Memphis. So that is going to be 1st and goal for San Antonio. Okay, it wasn't a late hit. It was just more so hitting a defensive receiver in the head. It was head-to-head contact. So ball now on the 2-yard line. 1st and goal from the 2. 1:19 left in the game. Gabe was in shotgun back to his right. Memphis looking to be sending some pressure. Receiver in motion. Looking to throw. Throw is going to be caught. Tackled. A loss of 3 and inbounds. John Trey Kirkland on the reception. You just have to throw it away there, man. A minute left. 2nd and goal from the 5. You need to get in the end zone quick. You can't be wasting too much time. In shotgun, back to his left. 3 receivers out right, looking to throw. Gabers throwing end zone. It is going to be caught. Touchdown. And also a flag on the play. John Trey Kirkland makes the reception. So as it currently stands, it is a San Antonio touchdown. We shall see what the flag is. That was much needed. 48 seconds now left in the game. We shall see what the flag is. It was thrown at that back corner where the pass was caught. Pass interference on Memphis. Resulting in the play is a touchdown. I believe they can enforce it on the conversion try. Yeah, the defender kind of got his arm around the hip. So it is going to stand as a touchdown. So now you have the conversion attempt. That was called on TJ Green, number 14. So San Antonio is, I would imagine they go for 2 here. The question is, what happens with, I don't think they said it was declined. But I don't think you can apply it. They might be able to apply it on the ensuing try. We're going to see the 4th, and I think it's 4th and 12, if I'm not mistaken. We're going to see it be either way. But of course, what San Antonio needs afterwards is going to depend on this conversion try. Most likely they're going for 3. They're going for a 3-point try, I think, because they're able to enforce the pass interference on this conversion try. So instead of it being a 3-point try from the 10, it might be a 3-point try from the 5. They convert this, a field goal wins them the game. The ref is discussing it with, I believe it's Mike Piera, who's the ESPN head of replay. As yeah, it's gonna be, I believe it's gonna be a 3-point try from like damn near the goal line. It's very simple goal line fade for that touchdown. As yeah, the defender, he got a hand on the bag, a hand around the hip. So they're discussing it with Wade Phillips what he wants to do. So clearly they're going to accept it. I think they're just discussing where they want to apply the penalty. Either on this try or on the 4th and 12. I'm trying to figure out what they're discussing here. They're taking a long time to discuss it because they didn't decline the penalty. That's the big thing. It wasn't declined. They're just enforcing it somewhere else. Okay, no, it is end up being declined. Right? Either way, so I think they did end up decline. It's a 3-point try. Yeah, from instance. So they did just say decline. There's probably confusion about if you could enforce on someone else, but they declined it. 3-point try from the 10-yard line to make it a 2-point game. Alone in shotgun, looking to throw. Gabers throwing, fade route, end zone, and is incomplete. Incomplete. 5-point game. 48 seconds left. All comes down to the 4th and 12 or 15. I can't fully remember. I do not like that decision at all. The pass was intended for TJ Vasher, and even if he caught it, he had a foot out of bounds. So that was a very, very confusing decision. Like if you go, yeah, obviously it makes sense to go for the 3-point try from the 10. But I just so they're going to go for a 4th and 12 from the minus 28-yard line to try to keep possession. So instead of the onside kick, you can decide to go for a 4th and 12, which is what they are doing. There's 48 seconds left. If they play this right, they could get past the 50 on this play and leave them in a really, really good spot. You would much rather have at least gotten a 2-point conversion there to make it a 3-point game. I understand going for 3 there. It just didn't fully like the play call. But 5 alone in shotgun, Chase Gabers, 5 wide, 4th and 12, need the 40-yard line for the game. Memphis is playing prevent defense. Gabers looking to throw. Throws it over the middle. It is caught. He's brought backwards. It's going to depend on the spot. One judge is giving him the 40 exactly. He caught it. It's a first down, San Antonio. They convert. Wow. He caught it at the line and was hit backwards. Lucky there. So 5 wide. Gabers alone in shotgun, looking to throw. Throws it over the middle. It is caught for the first down and more. Marquez Stevenson down to the plus 45. 27 seconds. San Antonio needs a touchdown. Looks like the OC is trying to tell him to spike it. They're going to spike it. So it'll be 2nd and 10 from the plus 45 with 24 seconds left. San Antonio. They just barely convert on the 4th and 12 attempt. And now they're in plus territory. Their offense has looked really, really well this second half. But this is also where taking the points on one of the previous drive would have been massive. Anyway, 2nd and 10. 5 wide, alone in shotgun. Gabers looking to throw. Over the middle, wide open is caught. Marquez Stevenson down past the 30, 25, has a block towards the outside. Past the 20, gets out of bounds. 16 seconds left. Going to be down maybe at the 20, maybe at the 19. But Memphis is leaving the middle of the field completely wide open. And San Antonio is using the speed to get out of bounds. 16 seconds left. 1st and 10. Ball at probably about the 20-yard line. So the ball at the plus 19. 5 wide once again. Gabers alone in the backfield. looking to throw. Corner blitz is going to be just incomplete. Throw it at the feet of his receiver. The corner blitz was well timed, as there was some arguments between Gabers and Stevenson. 13 seconds. First downs do stop the clock very briefly, and they need a 10-yard line they need a 9-yard line for a first down. So once again, in shotgun, alone in the backfield, 5 wide. Gabers looking to throw. Caught Memphis sleeping, going to be ran out of bounds after gaining for about 9. That is number 10, Justin Smith. So at about the 10-yard line, 3rd and 1, 8 seconds left. For the game. You can play this in a few different ways. If you just focus on getting the first, you have about 2 plays. Either way, you have about 2 plays at the end zone. So 5 wide, Gabers alone in a shotgun. Looking to throw, rolls out right. Throws, end zone, touchdown San Antonio! Cody Latimer, alone in the end zone. They take a 1-point lead with 3 seconds left. What a comeback. San Antonio. They somehow did it. They pull off an incredible comeback. This is the UFL. Wow. Cody Latimer had a step on his man. So, with 3 seconds left, obviously they have the conversion attempt here. They're probably going to go for 1. As San Antonio somehow pulled it out. What a second half. So San Antonio's going to go for 2 from the 5. Gabers has a back in the backfield. And there's going to be a stoppage of play. Most likely there's a flag on the play. But wow. San Antonio. There's a false start on San Antonio on the conversion attempt. But wow. Barely get the 4th and 12. Like legit. He caught it at the line. And if it wasn't for forward progress, he does not get the first. But they get the 4th and 12 and just said, we are going to beat you in 5 wide. They did. Gabers is going to take a knee on the conversion attempt. So it's going to stay at 20-19 game. And with 3 seconds left, Memphis needs to make something happen, either on the return, or maybe they just fair catch it and let Case Cookis try to draw a DPI. But wow, what a fucking comeback for San Antonio. Basically the final 2 minutes of the game was beautifully executed. They were trailing 16-0 entering the 4th, only to outscore Memphis 20-3. Wow. Like wow. So, here comes the kickoff. I assume Memphis will probably try to just get down. San Antonio's probably just going to squib it. The kick is going to be squibbed. Memphis is going to get it and get down at the 37-38 yard line. So just time for 1 play, assuming there's no penalties. Memphis has 1 play. to try. The key thing is what you cannot do if you're San Antonio. Do not get a defensive penalty by any means. Like, I don't care how you go about it. Put all 11 people in the end zone. Just don't get a defensive penalty. They have 4 at the line, 3 defenders basically at the line at the first down marker. Case Cook is looking to throw. He fumbles it. And he's going to recover it, then fumble again. That's the game. San Antonio is going to win it. Wow. What a comeback. Absolutely incredible. Wow. At one point today, Memphis was favored by 13.5. San Antonio wins by 1. An absolute incredible hard-fought game by San Antonio. And this is where they got their offense into a rhythm. And from there, it's hard to stop that kind of offense. Beautifully called fourth quarter. The defense locked up really well. The offense, they found a rhythm through the quick hitters and catching you sleeping. It was the ride that this game just went on is so much better than anything the Denver Broncos ride has been. And yeah, thank you all for tuning in. I will be back later today at 8 p.m. for the Arlington St. Louis game. I'm expecting that one to be maybe not as good as this ended up being, but I expect that one to be a pretty good game, maybe more competitive all the way through. But yeah, thank you all for tuning in. I'll see you all later today for game 2. Peace.